Oh, hey, didn't see you there. This episode is brought to you by DJ Keepo. DJ Keepo handles all things like weddings, quinceañeras, anniversaries, and graduations. He's good at what he does, keeps the party going, and hit him up on IG, TikTok at DJ Keepo 806. Once again, that's DJ Keepo 806.
And we're off. Fuck, Mike. It's good to see you, brother. It's good to have you, man. I really wanted you, ever so often or whatever, but fucking, it's good as shit to see you today, bro.
Yeah. I'll be back more often. Try not to miss so much. I miss this shit, dude. Like, for real.
It's therapeutic like a motherfucker, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is, dude. In any fucking way that I can help with, like, backpacks or school supplies.
Yeah. Anytime, like raspas. I'll be waiting here for my crayons.
Hey, my wife makes raspas now. She'll be selling them off of the front porch.
Right?
We're trying to save up enough money for a cotton candy machine.
Yes. We'll be a big hit.
We're going to sell tostilocos and what do they call tostilotes?
Hey, I wonder if you can do cotton candy and put in tahine into the mix or whatever. It'll be a tahine cotton candy.
It's made out of like a grain, right? Cotton candy.
It's made out of
really
sugar.
like sugar, right? Yeah. So I don't. Maybe.
Probably you just put it in there.
That motherfucker's choking.
I put a little bit of cayenne powder in there too.
Hey, have some of this cotton candy with that Dos Equis, bro. It goes badass. Like what?
I can see it now. Just wrapped around the bottle.
I know. I'm drinking a paloma with cotton candy on
See all the
top.
putas on.
I've never seen anybody deep throat a 20-ounce cup.
Well, you must not be from the Arnold Benson. You don't know the Real Housewives of the Arnold Benson.
They'll be putting the whole entire Sonic cup in their mouth.
What the fuck is going on with you, bro?
Nothing much.
Just working your ass off,
Just
too?
working, brother. Just working. That's about it.
Kipo said that we all work hard, or a lot of hours. Yeah. I said, no, we work a lot of hours.
He's watching.
He's watching it.
Without a shirt.
Ain't even working.
With his hat on.
With his hat
He
on.
goes, man, I drove in for this gig. I go, 43 hours this week. My bad.
Oh, man.
It's like everybody's trying to be a DJ right now. Look, I got 3 homeboys that started, and then when my cousin's husband, he started now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last night, a DJ saved my life. Oh, dude, I put one on last night. I don't even want to smell alcohol right now. Fuck that.
I opened my first beer at 1:30 today.
I got up for work, and my first word was fuck. Like, fuck. It was bad.
For real?
Yeah.
Everybody was bad that I talked to today, and I thought it was kind of weird because by the time they were telling me, like, man, I just woke up and I ain't done shit all day. I was like, damn, I fucking woke up at 8:30, tended to the pool a little bit, went to the gym, worked out for 2 hours, came home, got a little bit of hanky-panky, and then I turned on a fire, and I mean, we've been going strong ever since. Remember the hanky-panky?
What is hanky-panky?
Don't ask me, bro.
They sell that?
The hanky-panky?
Do you get that anywhere?
Sometimes
but you
they
might get
just
in trouble.
ask nicely. They just give it to you.
DoorDash it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Sure, DoorDash
That's a
it.
hell of a business.
Okay. It's usually sold out by the time I
Did
get
you
some.
say Hordash?
DoorDash.
Oh, DoorDash.
Oh, Hordash. My bad. Hordash.
Somebody's gonna come up with that shit.
They're going to steal my idea. You know what? I'm going to put a copyright on that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, before you release this on Wednesday, it's going to have a copyright.
Come to Hordash.
It's
got to be in Nevada, though.
Asian accent, though, bro. They got that cornered. That and donuts.
No, well, those are different Asians. The Chinese got the happy endings down. The Vietnamese, they have the
I always
donuts.
wondered that. Every fucking mom and pop donut shop is Asian.
Yeah. They're Vietnamese or Korean. And also, they're the same ones that own the salons.
How do they?
I don't know. I went to the one on Quaker that Rise and Shine. and there were some Hispanics there, and I just left.
No. Well,
like,
those are their employees. They realize that Mexicans know how to make
Yeah,
donuts.
so I was like, nah.
They make everything else except donuts.
I'm out. They're not authentic donuts.
They're Rise and Shine, I think, right there on University in Arnett. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Mexicans working, but one person that's in charge is Asian, which I don't think they should be in charge. I think the Mexicans should be. But
There's a donut shop on 19th, and I think it's called City Donut.
They're pretty good. I heard.
it's across the street from Lubbock High, kind of.
Kind of, sort of. It's further down.
Isn't
I
that the
thi-
one that says do and then has nuts? Do nuts?
No.
Like it has that space in between
No,
it?
as it says
The
city,
Taco
it
Villa?
says.
It's
That's the
pretty
one on-
close to the Taco Villa. Yeah,
well, maybe.
Yeah, if you look
Shit.
at the sign,
It's next to
spread
the
out.
Taco
Yeah,
Villa.
it's spread out.
I hadn't
Says
even
do,
noticed
then
it.
there's a space. Then
Bro,
there's-
they
Is that
have
like
a-
near 50th, the one you're talking about?
No,
it's
it's
on
on
9th Street.
19th.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the one by the driving school. That's by Taco Villa.
No. 50th Street is driving school?
Yeah, I went there when I was a kid.
The Hub City?
Oh, by Monterey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went there. I would drive and park a block away and then walk.
And walk in.
Go back and go get it.
I'm just waiting for my dad.
I would go to work and drive all day as my job, and then I would go to driving school afterwards. You think a fucking 16-year-old kid could do that? Go to work and drive all fucking day, and then drive himself to.
Well, who the fuck is gonna hire a 16-year-old kid with no license?
Bro, my
It
Theo
was a way different time back in our day.
the very first vehicle that wasn't a golf cart or a three-wheeler or whatever that I drove was a Caterpillar tractor.
Oh, shit.
And my Theo was like, hey, go pick up all that cow shit over there. And I was like, I don't know how to drive this. He goes, nah, man, it's easy. You just do this, and this, and that. And I was like, I haven't even driven a real vehicle before. And he was like, he gets in. He's like, this does the bucket, and blah, blah, blah. He goes, go over there and get all that cow shit. And I was like, fuck me. And so I started pop, 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 blah. I'm all dragging the fucking bucket, blah, blah, blah. But by the end of the day, man, that motherfucker. And I've been a badass driver ever since.
Smoking cigarettes and shit.
It's just sticking out to the side. Hey, tráeme un cerveza, güey.
It was a different time.
It
though,
was,
man,
it
for
really
sure,
was.
bro.
And then he went and bought a bumper sticker, forklift certified.
When I would leave work, I'd have a bump in my mouth.
What did you work at a forklift place at all as a kid?
No, not as a kid.
Did you? Why did they act like a forklift certified was like top, like a doctor?
Dude, I'm
Like,
forklift
no,
certified.
you can't get on there. You're not forklift certified. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's just a forklift.
It's a 5-minute video.
I remember driving the forklift at my dad's old job, and they just tossed me the keys. They're like, "Hey, I need all these boxes loaded up and everything, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "God damn, I never even driven a forklift before, but all right, cool, right?" And so we were doing work, and then another guy that worked there, his son was working there during the summertime too. And they're like, "Hey, teach him how to drive the forklift." And so I was teaching him. And he was moving, he was driving or whatever. And I was like, hey, dude, stop. He goes, why? I'm not done yet. I said, stop. And he was like, I don't know why'd you want. Dude, the fucking seat under him was on fire, right?
Oh, God
The whole motherfucker was on fire.
That's how badass the skills were.
And I was like,
so bad.
I go, get off of that forklift. I said, turn it off and get off of it. He goes, why? I said, because I told you. He goes, I'm not done yet. I said, dude, the motherfucker's on fire. Turn that bitch off and get the fuck off. And he was like, oh, shit. He was like, boom, and he fucking jumps off. And as soon as he cut the key off, then the gas quit coming in and it quit being on fire, right? And I went inside and told my dad, I said, hey, man, that forklift caught on fire. He goes, what? I said, I don't remember the kid's name.
The
I was
seal
like,
was not tight, huh?
I don't know. I'll go, but he was driving. I told him to cut it off and jump off, and he did. As soon as he cut it off, it quit being on fire. But that motherfucker was on fire. He went out there, and he's like, fuck. And his boss came out there, and he was going to get mad at us. And I was like, hey man, this thing caught on fire. Like you're the liability, not me. Like we didn't do nothing. We're just fucking loading up shit. Like,
but it's still y'all's fault.
Yeah, it's our fault. They were kids. I was like 17 years old. Have you ever heard of 17-year-old forklift certified?
No, I wasn't forklift certified. I didn't get forklift certified until I was like 22.
Shit, I've never been certified. They never really cared. At the Wolf and Feed store, they never.
No, if you fucking can do the goddamn job, like it's like he's Mexican. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
To this day, even at my job now, they know I drive the forklift around.
I worked in the warehouse that sold all the electrical equipment, which is how I got to know all the equipment, and then I got into my field because I knew the equipment. But them big conduit reels that that they go do for like subdivisions, like all the rich ass shit, big fucking things, right? So my very first day on the job, they fucking, all right, man, load that truck up, and you had to fucking like raise it as high as it goes, and then go forward, and then drop it on like the little whatever they're fucking called, the little brackets.
Yeah, for the spools, right?
I've never done a forklift, much less a fucking huge ass forklift, and I'm like, what the like I'm just shaking, like, man, I'm about to fuck this up. And first time fucking got it, and I was like, I'm a pro now.
I like the forklifts rather than small ones. Because when I was working construction in New Mexico,
forklift, bro.
Yeah, we would use those to get all of our materials to go do all the duplexes and stuff. So I'd have to go and set pallets of all the like trusses and stuff for framing. And all that. Yeah,
and I had that mindset because ever since I was a kid, I'm working in warehouses. I had that mindset, like, no, don't get on that forklift. You're not forklift certified. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to do the forklift. And the very first day, like the first hour I get there, they're like, hey, go load that truck up with that forklift. And I was like, but I'm not forklift certified.
They're like, yeah, but you're not retarded, so you can go fucking do this.
And that's how it is now. Like, they can't find a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. Let's start this fucking show.
Media.
Okay, here we go.
All you ladies, pull your chi-chis out. This is the JP Lopez show. Also, if you're a transgender, pull your pecker out. This is the JP Lopez show.
What is up? Thank you for tuning back into the JP Lopez show. We just got done fucking around talking about some old school shit. So hopefully off the rip will be some live motherfuckers. I got my boy Mike Landine back, man. Happy to have you back on, man.
It's great to be back.
All the fans were like, hey, when's Mike coming back on?
Come on,
and I was getting fan mail and shit. Like, we love Mike. Where's he?
I'm about to retire early like Barry Sanders. Sorry, guys.
They're like, hey, can we touch his pecker?
You gotta find it first, bitch.
Is it true he's got the 2-centimeter defeater?
Hey, man, I regret saying that shit. Every motherfucker I know is like,
hey,
all right, bro, we know.
it's a tuna can. He'll beat up them walls.
I think that reel that I posted of you saying that, I think it got like 3,000 views. No shit. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it was like the Hawk Dewey girl.
Yeah,
gotta spit on that thing.
bro, I'm so tired of her, man.
I love her.
I'm so
I love every single time they fucking make fun of her
I'm going
ass.
through stuff, so I love her.
Every time I see
I
her, I
can
was
find
like,
somebody that has that same attitude.
The Rangers have a meme of and she's fucking everywhere, man.
I know.
Like fuck.
I actually thought the other day, I was like, I think this thing ruined her life. Like,
no,
and
she
it did. It did.
Really?
Yeah, she quit her job. She's not
she
on
had to
social media.
resign.
Ah, man, you don't resign off of that shit.
No, they
man.
made her resign.
They did?
So she's a preschool teacher, right?
Oh, yeah, you can't be saying that
this,
shit.
And this video went so fucking viral. The kids, her kids that she teaches, were saying Haktua. And so one of the parents, the fucking Karens that
Somebody's
this
gonna cry.
world has,
Yeah.
went to the school board and was like, this girl can't be teaching our kids. And she had to resign.
Dang,
Like
that's
if she ain't ever Haktua before.
Yeah, but what's worse, preschool, they have TikTok. like,
Dude,
yeah,
no
all
shit.
them,
they're
yeah.
seeing worse
That's on the
shit than
parents,
yeah.
like get the fuck out of here with that
Dude,
bullshit.
yeah, no, like I figured that I was like, oh shit, this chick. I saw it and I think she was gonna get that popular or whatever. But goddamn, they're making fucking T-shirts and hats and
hats and
shit.
shit, yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, she's
Did she get
fucked.
paid for any of that?
Nah.
No, but she needs to be.
Yeah,
she
for
she
sure.
she needs to be an
I saw
Instagram
something where they said
influencer now.
that she was working on getting because of all the merchandise.
Oh,
really?
That she was
It's like
working on getting
that
money
dude
from
with
it.
the big old black cock.
Oh,
Remember
that
Oh,
stupid
yeah.
picture
And,
like during
and
COVID.
he didn't get no money. Like people were making shirts.
Yeah.
He didn't get
Hey
no
man,
cut.
that shit's still a meme. All this, and that motherfucker's not even alive anymore.
No, and I still see that shit in my nightmares.
Did you ever get
his,
that COVID-19 meme? And it was like
You don't want it, bro.
it said something like it was like when COVID barely first broke
Yeah.
out, when everyone was scared shitless of it. And it said something along the lines like, someone has COVID, click this link to find out who or whatever, or something.
COVID, like COVID. was
Yeah,
found
that
in
you were
your
gonna
area
have
or
to
something.
fucking click this
Yeah.
motherfucker, right?
And then you click the link, and it's the picture of that dude with a big old cock.
Hanging off the bed, bro.
He's sitting on the bed, and that motherfucker touching the floor and shit. You're like, what the fuck?
My boy Topher fucking sent that to his boss without clicking the link because like he got scared. He was like, "Oh shit!" And he fucking sent it to his boss and clicked the link. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
Pendejo.
Oh shit.
It's like his boss was like, don't you send me this shit? I don't know what you're into.
I think HR wants to see this. It was so funny. HR wanted to see it.
Hey, happy Pride.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. I'm seeing memes that she ruined Pride Month and all like,
Ching.
dude, she's fucking everywhere.
She is
bro.
everywhere.
Yeah.
They said
Every
her
fucking
dad was
way.
like a pastor or something like that.
Yeah,
Probably.
she's a daughter of a pastor.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, she seems like a really cool person,
Right.
bro.
I
Really
bet she
pretty.
is.
I mean,
I bet
don't know,
she's
man.
fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah,
she'd
it's
be fucking
hilarious.
just joking around. Hey,
Like,
put her on
funny
the
to hang out
podcast.
with.
What I want to know is if she gets married, will
invite me
she
when you do.
still Haktua? Yeah, once
We'll
she
see.
gets married, the Haktua's gonna
Hey,
stop.
hey, occasionally in October might show up on a Sunday
Or your birthday. Or your fucking birthday.
on random Sundays.
If you get enough shit on Valentine's Day,
We're already in the shit, so
Hey, you don't get hit on Valentine's Day. That's their day.
no, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna have to go. You gotta go motorboat that cooter.
is head Father's Day? Or when is it? It's
Not
just your
even then,
birthday.
you get
Yeah, I
socks.
think it's your birthday.
Yeah,
It's your fucking birthday.
just your birthday. Occasionally, if she's in the mood, you might get it on a random Sunday.
Oh, that's hanky panky. Fuck, now I know, bro. Fuck.
The light bulb went off.
36 years on this earth and I didn't know what it was.
Since we are in a joking mood, what's the wildest shit you've ever heard a kid say?
Man, I had so Amanda's sister, Bird, Tommy's daughter.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
little
yeah,
one. We were just all there sitting down, and she leans over to Amber and says, "You smell like shit." And Amber and Bird was like 2 years old, man. Just you
smell like shit.
you smell like shit, man. And we were just like, what? And then she said it again, but we could not stop laughing, right? And Amber's laughing too. And then she leaves and goes like, "Do I really stink?" And we're like, "No, you don't stink." But like, where did she just out of the blue, man? Just
She
like,
probably didn't even know what shit
she
was.
Did. Yeah, she
you
just
know?
went like this. Like, didn't
It probably smelled good.
She was like, just smelled
fine. You're like, what
bro. And
the
I was just
fuck?
like, what? Just loud. Nobody happened to be talking at that moment, and she just said, "You smell like shit."
Are you wearing Aspen?
But that's that's the only thing I've ever heard a kid say.
No. Well, when you said kids, I never thought about a 7-year-old saying something. I was thinking about like college age kids, because those motherfuckers say the dumbest shit I've ever heard on fucking earth. And I have a whole bunch of fucking stories that I really can't even remember. That I just know that college kids said the dumbest shit ever. But there was one intern that we had, and she was about 20 years old. She already had her in 3 years, 2 years. No, in 2 years, she graduated high school. She got an associate's degree and also got her bachelor's degree. So she's 20 years old working on her master's, right? Smart girl, right? So a real smart girl. And while I'm talking to her, she's telling me chronological order how her life is going to turn out, right? When I turn 24, I'm going to get married. When I'm 25, I'll have my first kid, and it's going to be a girl, and her name is going to be this. Just in case it's a boy, it might be this. And then when I'm 27, I'll have another kid, and then when I'm blah, 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 blah. And she's telling me everything, right? I had that thought in my head when I was a kid too, like boom, 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 my chronological order, and none of that shit fucking happened. Right? Zero of it happened. The only thing that might half-ass have happened that I was in college, and I was there for fucking way longer than I needed to be. And so she finishes telling me everything, right? And she had her wedding dress picked out. She had the kids' names picked out, where their first birthdays were gonna be at and shit. And then I was just sitting there just listening to her, and I was like, I honestly think that you probably should be worried about finishing school. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I said, but I had my entire life planned out, and zero of it happened that I thought it was going to happen. Yeah. So you might just want to just be living in the moment and not have your entire plan worked out. I go, do you have a boyfriend? And she was like, no. I said, you're going to be married by 24. That's in 4 years from right now. I go, and you don't even have a boyfriend right now.
Yeah.
I said, you think that's going to happen? She was like, probably. And so then we fast forward all these years later.
She had that hot
Hey, she was gonna
I figured out where she was working at, and she's a physical therapist. You can technically call her doctor. Not married, no kids, no nothing, blah, blah, blah.
I thought you were going to say nibbles or something.
And so at least her schooling was done, but none of the
other shit.
The family, the husband.
Hey, but I
kids.
commend her, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because she had a
idea.
fucking plan.
For sure.
These fucking kids ain't got a clue now.
No.
If you fucking are working on your master's at 20, you do have a fucking plan.
I commend her like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And there was another intern that I was talking to. It was her first day. Gorgeous girl. Like, she's beautiful, right? And for 5 minutes, I'm talking to her, and I was like, I don't even know why this chick's in fucking here. Like, I don't even understand why she's even here. It's like, she's probably got sent to college to go find a husband or something.
Yeah.
15 minutes when I thought that, she goes, I don't even know why I'm even doing this. I just came to college to find a husband. I was like, I go, I hope you find that guy, man. I hope you find that person that'll make you happy.
But that's how it was back in the day, right? Like the girls only went to college to look for a husband.
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
Yeah.
Like our parents.
Yeah,
day.
and like all they did at college was to get a little bit smart so they'll be able to talk to their intelligent husband.
Yeah.
That's it.
They didn't go to the Copa?
No, that was my neighbor, bro.
Okay.
My neighbor used to come every Friday night, bro, to borrow our phone, to call a taxi, to pick him up, to take him to the Copa. Because I think that was his payday.
Right.
And that motherfucker would probably spend his whole check there all weekend. All fucking weekend. Yeah. Shout out to my neighbor, bro. He's long gone, but man, I think like he was a smart motherfucker, but he was a drunk. And he would always tell me like way above my head, like John Paul Jones, and tell me all these quotes, and I'm like, this dude's weird. And so he invited me into his house to get something. He's like, yeah, come on in. And he had a fucking picture of himself, and he was a tech football player, a Mexican, old, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker's smart. I just thought it like, you know, he's just a
Be
drunk.
surprised who you can learn shit from.
But
For sure.
yeah, and I do. That's one regret, is not picking his brain more often, because I just thought he was a fucking alcoholic. But yeah, he had a whole big ass picture of himself in full tech uniform, football, and I was like, damn.
Crazy.
Wasn't like your neighbor. Remember, your neighbor was always in his underwear with his red ass cheeks.
And his dog. Fucking hair all the way down here, his dog, bro.
I think that's what my neighbors say about me. That motherfucker comes out in his underwear in my swim trunks out the front yard, just walking around, nothing on.
Dude, my neighbor, he would just punch the concrete.
Yeah, he would punch the concrete.
Man. And him and my dad would battle
Dude,
every
he'd have
fucking
like,
morning, bro.
like rashy rashy red ass cheeks.
You really paid attention to this.
Bro, you bro,
That's the reason he
it
came
was
by.
It was like a
He came by and checked
bamboo.
him out,
It was like a bamboo.
it was like a horrible fucking wreck that you
Dude.
just couldn't take your
Because
eyes
he was
off.
so pale. He was so pale.
Yeah.
And he would just go out in his fucking
And then
tidy
bending
whities.
over,
Yeah.
hitting the concrete,
Just
showing his
constant.
ass cheeks to all of us. We're
And
like,
then
what
my,
the fuck?
my dad had
That
a
sounded like a Theo Von moment. There was a guy that would pay you 50 cents to show you his wiener. Or he'd just show you his wiener.
My dad would go out early in the morning, turn on the truck, and it was fucking loud, man. And he would come out talking shit, and my dad would be talking shit to him because my dad got a super bad temper. So they're just talking shit. I'm just like, damn, it's another fucking day looking from the balcony.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Let's go.
God damn.
You got any a funny story? Kids?
Man, there's a lot, but the only one that I can think of right now is my youngest daughter. Like, they're always picking on each other, and we live out in the country, so they're loud as shit. They have no sense of how your voice should be down when you're inside.
Yeah.
So she can't whisper.
Fucking rancho voice. That's my mom and my sister, bro.
So there's
Fuck.
two girls walking by, and my daughters are talking shit to each other, joking each other, and then I hear the youngest one, "Oh my God, I smell a fish fillet somewhere," and I was like, I turned and looked, and I was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?" So these two girls pass us, and as they pass us, one of them smelled horrible.
Oh
But
shit!
the bad part about it, as soon as she said it, that girl knew she fucking stunk. Because as soon as my daughter said it, she turned and looked at her like she wanted to slap the shit out of my kid. And I just grabbed my daughter. I'm like, "Hey, don't say that. Don't." And she's like,
Is
"Why?"
it douche or douche? Do both.
Do both.
Un douche.
But the fucked up thing is that my daughter knew what she was saying.
Yeah.
Like she knew. I thought she didn't, but she was
started
like,
spraying Axe.
Yeah.
She's falling right.
What a terrible pH balance that woman had.
Right?
Who's been coming in here?
Everybody. Everybody.
So, I've been told this story by two guys. I didn't. I always remember this, and this is why I'm asking the question. But my boy, little Ed Hernandez, told me this story, and then almost exact word for word, my buddy Noah Bettis told me this story. But they were both together. So they worked for the boys club for Golden Gloves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what was the boxing club? Not Golden Gloves.
Warriors.
Lubbock
Warriors.
Lubbock Warriors, right? So they're picking up all the kids for the boys club, right? And they said that it was like a bunch of Mexican kids and then one black kid in the van to pick them up. And it smelled like, someone had farted, right? Mm-hmm. And he said one of the little boys was like, whatever the black kid's name was. He's like, "Man, let's just say Roger." "Roger, that's you." He's like, "I didn't fart." He's like, "Yeah, you did, man. That smells like a black fart."
God damn. God. Hey, man. This was 1990s Arnie Vincent.
Man, they said that they just died fucking laughing, man.
This
Smells like a black
It was
fart.
like, this is a collard green fart. That ain't no taco fart. That ain't no taco
If you can tell
fart.
right off the bat like that, God dang.
I didn't know farts had race.
Oh, shit.
God damn.
That was an ethnic background fart right there.
Hey, last time I hung out with Edward, he got a little out of hand.
Oh man, that dude likes to put one on.
Oh
bro.
man,
Shout out Lil Ed, man.
I know, dude. He has a good time, but all of a sudden he just fucking just released, and he was with his partner and like work, and his partner's wife was like, "I've never seen him like this before." She's all this super polite white lady or whatever, and I was like,
He's a lawyer, by the way. A lawyer in Austin.
Yeah, and Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
But and then I was like, for real, man, I fucking see him like this every time I come to Austin.
He is still old school. Our friendship.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is like, when he took us to his favorite dive bar, which we didn't have any idea what the fuck it was. He's
Yeah.
like, I'll take you out. It's Austin, 6th Street.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take you to my favorite spot. We're like, all right, he's a fucking lawyer. We're about to go to this badass spot. He took us to the most raunchiest, fucked up fucking little casita place on 6th Street.
Oh, shit.
And, like, it was like, yeah, this is it.
And there was nothing but older Mexicans, 60s, 70s, listening to Mexican music from the 70s
Yeah.
on the jukebox or whatever, and they served you canned beer, like 2 or 3 different canned beers, and that was it. Like nothing else.
And we went another time, and they were showing the game on the TV that they pulled the TV outside. I ain't shitting you, bro. The TV was probably like a 13-inch TV that they put like outside, like TVs.
But I saw one of the Austin magazine's top 10 things to do in Austin.
That was one of them.
And it was one of them on
shit.
there. And while we were there, it was just pure old Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
Pure Mexican music. And then about an hour or two later, everybody was, because this is East Austin, and everybody's coming down. And so all the young white people are coming in, and they automatically go straight in there because the cans were like $3, right? Everything else on that fucking street, like if you're going to get a beer, the cheapest beer you're going to get is like $8 or $9. So they stopped there, and it's the most popular place to go to because it's the cheapest place to drink at. And the reason why it's the cheapest is because homeboy, the bartender, is also the owner, and he's also the owner of the land, of the house, and then he's not a land. He doesn't pay the landlord. He is
the landlord.
Yeah, and then he works there. And like he's the one that's fucking working.
Which is why
He can cut all his
all the
rates down.
old heels are there spending their retirement.
Is but a lot of these viejos have been going there since they were young. They've been going there for 30 or 40 years. So that was just their bar in general. So people
place is
like
still open?
Yeah, it's still there. It's called the La Perra, the pearl, the pearl.
La Perla.
Yeah. And so they just been going there. Like, so imagine us right now just continually going to the same bar, and now we're 70-something years old, and it's still our bar that we're going to. That's how those people were in there. So
It's pretty much like Chips.
It's a
everybody's
small
been
little
going there.
Chips, dude. It's little.
What's crazy is, man, my daughter lives in Austin, and I've gone down there a lot, but I've never gone to 6th Street. Like I just here recently.
it's ghetto
She had her
as fuck.
graduation.
You need to go to East 6
East
because
6.
East 6 is how the regular 6th Street used to be as far as the feel, the people that were there. If you go to 6th Street, if you go during the day, it's fine, it's whatever. But if you go at night, it's fucking hood and it's ghetto and it's fucking dangerous. If you go to West 6, that's where all the fancy rich kids go, and all the fucking drinks are so expensive. Everybody's so stuck up, it's not even fun. But if you go to East 6, it's kind of cool.
Rainy Street used to be real badass until
Shit,
all the
dude.
business owners fucking put up high rises and shit.
Dude, Rainy Street, you still want to go there, but it's like Venice. It's gonna end. Venice is gonna sink into the ocean or whatever, and that motherfucker is already on the verge of sinking in. Just because it's one street.
It got hanky panky.
There's a lot of hanky-panky.
Something sucked it.
Rainy Street is an entire street because they wanted to there was a neighborhood there, and they wanted to start putting these high rises. That street refused to sell. They're like, we're not fucking going anywhere. This is where we fucking live. So they refused, and then when they changed it into commercial, they're like, your taxes is this much. You can't live here no more. And so everybody converted their houses into bars. And so it's an entire street about 4 or 5 blocks long of just pure houses, the original houses that were there. So these houses are like probably 100 years old.
Like Chimmy's.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly like
yeah.
Chimmy's.
It's like it's just like that. Imagine a whole bunch of chimneys
shit.
with a big backyard, and everybody has a stage and stuff. So you when I first went there, dude, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was so much fun, but little by little, each time you show up, a house is missing, a business is already shut down, and it's
Now
just
they fucking got high rises up. Like a motherfucker.
and there's high rises everywhere, and there's probably I bet there's a quarter of the house is still up from the original when it first started, when they were like, we're not selling. And now those places are starting to get commercialized also. So it doesn't even feel like, oh, this is a hole in the wall. It's all like structured and fancy. It's like going into Chili's or whatever. And you're like, nah, this ain't that fun anymore.
Don't want my baby back. You have a funny breakup story?
Fuck. Nah, not really, man. Not that I can think of.
So I'm in 6th grade, and I'm thinking I'm cool as shit. 6th grade, you can't fuck with me. And my girlfriend, I was like, man, I don't want to have a girlfriend. I don't want to be tied down. And so I remember she called me on the phone, and my parents let me talk on the phone, and just talking to her or whatever, and I just had it in me like, I don't want to be your boyfriend no more. And, little kid shit, And I fucking remember asking her, hey, do you have stuff in your closet you have space in your closet to hang shit up? And she was like, yeah, why? I was like, well, hang this up. I fucking hung up.
Yeah.
Fucking savage.
That
over
was
there.
a little savage.
And I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't have a girlfriend no more. I think I told Georgie, I was like, yeah, we broke up. He's like, it's about time, man.
I didn't like that bitch.
I don't have like a girlfriend. I don't want to talk to you anymore. But, like each girlfriend that I've had, like they were always like a little bit like sad and life altering or whatever. Like fuck, this is
pretty much how mine were.
it ends, and it wasn't funny. But chicks that you were talking to, and you're like, I don't want to fucking talk to this lady anymore or whatever, this chick. But I have one in general that I can remember, which I think is pretty fucking funny. I don't think at the time it was that funny.
but now it is.
So this girl, she was a little bit older, a year or two older than me, and she was my cousin's friend. They went to school together, and so I liked her, man. She was beautiful. Like she was a really, really good looking girl. But she wouldn't give me the time of the day, right? She wouldn't even look in my direction. She was just nice to me because I was her friend's cousin, right? Yeah. She'd just be like, yeah, nice to see you, whatever. And so this is like 5 or 6 years later. I'm at the library, and I see her walk in, and I was like, oh, shit. Now I got a little bit of game. I got enough money to buy her a beer. I got my own vehicle or whatever. And I went up to her, and I was like, hey, what's up? And she was like, she didn't even turn around and look at me. She was like, you can leave me alone. I was like, God damn.
Just fuck right off.
Immediately.
Just fuck right off.
And I looked at her.
Dang.
I go, you didn't even turn around and look at me.
I was thinking that you were gonna say something like he did, like a little kid.
Yeah. And she goes, do I know you? I was like, God damn, and then I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm so and so's cousin. Remember me? We were always hanging out and stuff. She goes, oh yeah. She goes, oh okay, and chit chat, whatever. So, anyways, that's how this whole entire I asked her out and let's go do something, right? Dude, what a fucking disaster of a goddamn fucking person that was, bro. And she was fucking.
She warned you?
You have a crush on somebody, right? And then all of a sudden you can take them out on a date or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she was a little weird to me, but anyways, chicks are just weird in general, right? And so I remember about a month passes by, dude. And she kind of held me hostage at her apartment, like I couldn't go home or whatever. And I woke up the next day, like she smoked, like a chain smoker, right? And I wasn't a smoker, right? Dude, it fucking stunk in that house and everything in that apartment. And so I told her, I woke up and I fucking started throwing up, right? She disgusted me. It was so disgusting. This chick was so disgusting to me. I started fucking throwing up. And when I was like, I'm gonna go home, she was like, you can't leave yet. And I said,
You gotta clean this up.
I'm trying to be nice to her, right? And then she was like, why are you trying to leave? I said, because you're gross. You're fucking gross. I go, you make me want to throw up and vomit. Like, I don't even want to touch you. You're so gross. And I fucking left and I was like, don't call me. Don't text me.
But she was hot as shit.
She was hot as shit in high school. And she was hot as shit when I saw her at the bar. But then when you see her, she's all tirada, just tirada, like she was dressed up at the bar, right? But when she wasn't at the bar, she was all fucking tirada. She fucking stunk. and everything about it. And I was like, nah, don't fucking leave me alone. And I'm like, I'll fucking.
I told her, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was thinking about that. I was like, man,
Hey.
you brought up the little kid deal, and I was like, man, I just thought about the only one that I could think that was funny. I got broken up with because I wasn't Asian.
What?
Yeah.
They thought you were Filipino.
Hey, bro, I was in the 5th grade, and I remember her because her name was Emily, and all my family knew that I had a crush on her, you know. And at the time that Three Ninjas Kickback came out, and they was singing Mikey Loves Emily. Well, I thought I was on cloud nine. I was like, oh man, got me a little Asian chick, you know. We'll watch movies. They would bring the TV into the classroom and shit. And she would lay on my stomach. I'm like, oh yeah, you know.
Hell yeah.
And then her mom had to fucking ruin it for me. Her mom brought lunch, right? We would go and sit down, and she was like, "Oh, this is my boyfriend." You know.
Oh, shit.
He's Asian, and she goes, "He's not Asian. He's Mexican." And I was like, "Bitch, you blew my cover all my life."
You were playing Asian?
Yeah, dog.
Now that is funny.
Because I was like, hold on.
Everybody wanted to date her. I was like, I'm winning.
Yes.
He was all practicing
Come to find out,
at recess, just like, what are you doing? Practicing.
I was, hey, shit you not. I was watching all the Bruce Lee movies, dog.
Every time he walked into class here,
He goes, I was just doing my kung fu training.
Sorry.
I was like enamored with that girl, and my dumb ass like,
he
went
started
along with
wearing
it.
his fucking what is it, the karate fucking suit to class.
Oh,
wearing
man.
wearing a
Wearing
gi.
chopsticks.
A fucking gi.
Chopsticks for
yeah,
lunch.
eating with chopsticks. My chicken nuggets.
Hey, what do you think that sideways scooter is doing nowadays?
I have no idea. I missed it already.
Oh, shit.
Golly, dude, that's funny. That's fucking funny.
That
You
is
have a
good.
funny breakup story?
Nah, not really funny, man. I remember I
She
was
just took half my shit.
that was my first.
That wasn't really funny.
First wife, man. The first wife did all that. Nah, I was dating. I was just not even dating, man. We're just hanging out, partying a lot, and we're at a house party, and I saw her there because she was gonna go, right? So we're there talking and stuff, and then she was just like, "I don't think it's working out," and I was like, "Oh fuck." Okay, right? I was like, why? Right? Like, fucking me up. I didn't even really like her, man. But it was like, you're breaking it with me. That's not fair. I gotta break it with you.
This is all
You know what I
wrong.
mean?
not fair.
This is
It's
all
not
wrong.
fair because I don't really like you. But I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I was like, kind of like fucked up about it, right? So I'm there.
Am I ugly?
Yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna make this bitch love me.
I was all like up in my feelings, bro. So I was like, fuck, man. So she gets up. We're sitting right beside each other. And she just, out of the blue, just says it, right? And I'm like, this bitch, I don't even know these people really at this house party, right? Because she invites me.
Yeah.
So I show up and we're there and she tells me that. So I'm just sitting there and the dude comes by, it's all right, bro. It's good.
He don't even know you.
Doesn't even know me, bro. And what's fucked up is that like all of a sudden, like everybody was hearing this, like it was loud as fucking. Right? The dude just comes up like, it's all right, bro.
Y'all had God microphones.
Dude. So she gets up, man, and she's like laughing with her friends and shit. So I'm just sitting there on the couch, like, damn, this is fucked up. Do I leave? Dude, what do I do, right?
Just in shock.
And that dude was like, nah, bro. I was like, man, I'm about to take off. The dude that told me that, I don't even remember his fucking name, but he was cool as fuck because he sat with me.
Do I leave?
Through,
It gave you counseling.
like, all right,
How
bro,
does
it's
that
gonna
make
be
you
okay.
feel, bro?
Everything's gonna be fine,
It's really
buddy.
good, dude. And I was like, man, he's like, nah, bro, stay, man, kick it, bro, man, it's all right, man. There's other chicks here, and you know, he's all telling me this, right? And I'm like, all right. So I just sitting there, man. I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I say? What did I do in my head, right? I see that bitch start arguing with another chick, right? And they beat the shit out of her. These two girls, right?
damn.
They jumped her, right?
Oh, so you glad you stayed?
Yeah, so they beat her ass, right? And everybody leaves, right? The homeowner's like, hey, everybody get the fuck out. Da, da, da. So we're leaving. Well, she don't have a ride, right? Because the people that she fought with, they left. I mean, the people that she came with, they took off. They
Okay.
were friends with the people that jumped her.
I'd have helped
Shit.
you, but we're not together.
It's
So.
on one side. Who's crawling back?
I can't, and I take off, and I see her walking. And I drive by also. We make eye contact, and I just keep driving.
That is funny,
Dude.
You
But-
have to do that.
Dude, I had to because I was like, I can't stop because then I'm gonna look like a straight up fucking simp if I give her a ride now. Like, you just broke
Talk
up
about
with me
instant karma.
in front of everybody.
Hell yeah.
I had to do counsel me at a party. And I was
Hey,
like,
you can fuck up. You can fuck my other friends if you want to.
I should have picked up that. Hey, let's go get a beer, bro. Look it. But she got fucked up, bro. Like bad, man. She was just walking, her shirt torn up, just walking down the street, and I was just like, I want to ask, like, what happened? Okay, bye. Take
bye,
off.
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the only other one that really sad.
You can't
I was
even ask her.
crying.
You just keep on keeping an eye, like,
Yeah.
pendeja.
But that was the only kind of funny one. The other ones were sad. I cried a lot.
Oh, you were
Just the water running on me, full clothes, just crying.
When you turned on the car, did you turn the rearview mirror to yourself so you could watch yourself cry? You could watch yourself cry.
I was like, I wish it was raining so nobody could
Now I'm
see
gonna
my
go in the truck and move my mirror. Damn it.
And your mom was like, no, haces pendejo, way.
Have y'all seen that TikTok video of that little black little boy where he's crying in the mirror?
Yeah.
And you hear somebody in the background say, "Are you crying in the mirror?" And he's little, dude. He's probably like 3 years old. He turns around, "Shut the fuck up!"
Oh man.
Bro, what's something that you would? What's the advice you'd give your 16-year-old self right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking about that one a lot, man. Because, like, if I give him any advice now, would it change a lot of my shit? Because I am
have
who I.
to.
That's what I'm saying. I am who I am because of all the fucking struggle and pain. You know what I mean? All the pain.
But if you could make it easier,
yeah, but would I still be the same?
No,
dude?
but it's because
You know what I'm saying?
You can't make it easier because you're not in charge
Yeah,
of
'cause
your
that
own
fire-
life.
that fire
Your
made
parent,
you.
you would have to talk to your
'Cause,
fucking
like,
parents.
When I got divorced, I was like, oh, you know, so I would think, oh, I'll go back and not marry that bitch, right? But then it was like, it made me think about what I really want and what I'm really
What you
worth,
really
right?
deserve.
What I deserve. So that pain, because, you know, when you're going through shit like that, bro, that's a fucking pain. And then, you know, you're like, oh, fuck that. But I think about it now as in, I was hurting in that much pain because I really loved her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I was just like, I'll fuck that bitch and find me another female, then I wasn't really in love with her. I had to, you know, that pain let me know that I did love her, and it made me who I am. So every fucking thing, man. So it's hard, man, to say what would I tell myself because I wouldn't be who I am, and I'm awesome right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
It-
yeah, you're pretty fucking awesome.
Pretty cool.
They-
and except for that one time they dumped me at a party, but
That's how awesome I was.
the awesome was because God got her back for me.
Yeah. He had my bag.
But you know what I mean? Like that, I thought about that all day, man. And I was like, what would I tell myself to make? But I need all that pain, man. I need that pain to be who I am, to work hard like I am, to appreciate the shit. Because, you know, I have a son who's 25, right? 25. And I don't see him. And we don't have a great relationship at all, man. That's from my first wife. And now, and with Angel, my daughter, which I just saw this guy who asked her out on a date come to my.
Oh, shit.
That's what I was
shit.
watching. Right
I
here.
saw that. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
making
yeah.
sure they come to the door for her. But I didn't. With her, it was growing up with. She was growing up with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all that pain and stuff like that. So now I have, like my son always talk about, it makes me, all that pain, all the stuff I missed out, all the shit that I regret makes me appreciate every fucking moment that I have now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The struggle when I couldn't pay a $300 fucking rent payment and my thing. If I didn't go through all that, I wouldn't appreciate my fucking $300 dinner. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know what I would tell myself other than it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be okay. No
And
matter
that's-
what happens, it's gonna be okay.
That's what I was.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking. That it's gonna be okay. Yeah. You know, that's the one thing that I would have told myself because my mom has the habit of asking for forgiveness a lot for things that happened, and I always have the habit that I tell her, Mom, you need to stop asking for forgiveness. I forgave you a long time ago. You know what happened to me and the things that I went through made me the man that I am. I wouldn't be who I am for the 5 little girls that I have, and I wouldn't be a good representation of what they should be searching for in their lives. Although it sucked and they had to grow up with me, you know, being a father from the age of 17 to 36, you know, that's all I knew. That's everything that I've known. And the greatest thing that, you know, that I heard right now was the only thing that I would tell him is that it's going to be okay. And if he could hear that from me now, I think that I'd probably be a lot better off just knowing that. Because I wouldn't want to change anything that I've been through. Like you said, successful people are successful because of the fact that they've been through shit. you don't get anywhere getting everything you want through life.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. You know,
It's the truth, man.
but if it was me, I live a very rich life. I do. I thank God every day for my rich life. Not financially, but I have the love of all y'all. You know what I mean? Like the guys that are in my circle, we continuously make it a point to keep in touch with each other. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I have a loving wife. Like, dude, I wouldn't get nowhere. I wouldn't be right now, right here, if it wasn't for her. You know, my mom, dude. I can tell you that if I had like cash, like let's just say $100,000 cash, I could give it to my mom, and then a month later, she would give it right back. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people can do that. Can say
Well,
that.
that's
you know
how I
what
am
mean?
with my mom and dad.
Yeah,
That is
like-
crazy.
So I live a real rich life, and like I said, not financially rich, but what I would tell my 16-year-old self is trust God's timing.
Exactly.
Because I wanted this life right out the gate, you know, like a 21, 22 years
doesn't?
old, you know? And so I would really hammer it home, like, trust God's timing. But also, I would tell myself, stop trying to impress people, man. You do not need anyone's validation for yourself. Because that was a big thing that I would do back in the day, bro. Yeah. I like in middle school and high school, I had to have the freshest clothes. I had to have my parents fucking breaking their backs to get me that shit. Because I mean, I'm a little punk ass kid crying for that shit, and they'd come up with it for what? For nothing.
Yeah.
For what? Like.
I needed to borrow it.
I needed you to get that side of father.
No, man, you need that. Man. You need it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
So yeah, man, I really seeked approval of what everyone thought of me, and I needed everyone's validation that I was cool.
Man, I'm glad you said that because even still now I deal with that.
Yeah.
And I think that caused me worried about what other people think. I think more so because I was so hard on myself, you know, kind of like Thomas. I always feel that I'm not good enough. I always feel that the mistakes could have been prevented, but I beat myself up way more than I should. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time telling myself
You
that
were your
I'm
worst critic.
Yeah, I have a hard time telling myself that I'm a good man. I have a hard time telling myself that I'm a good father. And I don't know why. Like, I can't figure it out because I know I am. I know that, I mean, God wouldn't have me doing what I'm doing now if he didn't trust me to do that with other people, as in trying to show other men how to be better men. And I think that's why I like the situation. And like you said, all the things that I went through, because I have a glorious testimony that I can use to help others and go out and be what God asks of us, fishers of men.
That trauma that you have that you don't feel that you're good enough, does that come from your childhood somewhere?
Yes, definitely does.
Yeah.
It does, because there's a lot of situations where perfection was expected. My father never put that on me, but because of how high of a standard I put my grandfather and my father, I never wanted to let them down. You know,
It was excellence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, whether it was football, you know, baseball, anything that I did, you know, it had to be perfect. Even now with my paint jobs and everything I do, some people freak out because they're like, well, nobody's going to look at the RV at both sides at the same time. But in my head, those stripes have to be the same measurement so that if somebody comes to talk shit to me and say, oh, well, it's this much off. No.
So
I know that's not going to be that off.
So like you were like impersonating an Asian kid with excellence.
At that time, I was getting A's, bro.
If you got a haircut,
I was getting
excellent
A's.
in math.
Hey, the fucked up thing is that I had a bowl cut because my mom was cutting my hair at the time. And she would legit, dog, grab a fucking bowl, put it on my head,
And
and,
cut
she was
it?
like, "Mijo, all I gotta do is fade it up." I look at those pictures now, and I'm like, "How the fuck did you
That
let
shit
me
is
go out
still
there like that?"
fucking
Like it was
like,
terrible.
did you do an accent and everything?
I didn't do the accent,
No,
bro.
I'm just kidding. Like, it
So-
just blows my... What grade was this?
Fifth grade.
Hey, and what Asian were you trying to portray?
Well, I was
Vietnamese.
like, I was way like
donut
I was,
It had to be like
like I'm way
Filipino.
lighter.
It
than
had to
most.
be
like
Filipino.
Yeah, so
Maybe
it was like
Korean.
Chinese.
It had to be
really.
Chinese because like...
And then my dad looks like a white man, but he's got small eyes like me, my grandmother, all the Molina side of our family does. So naturally, I was like, all right, I got small eyes.
But you hate orange chicken.
Hey,
I loved it for her.
I bet y'all do have Chinese in y'all's blood.
I don't doubt it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. But like a lot of them do, like even my youngest daughter, she's very light complected, but her eyes are real. My oldest daughter, I feel bad for her because both her mom and me, like she can't even take a picture and it not look like her eyes are closed. Like she's really.
I didn't mean to fuck you up with getting
No.
deep,
No,
bro.
you're
But
good.
I know, you know, that the road that we were probably going on. I just wanted to cheer you up.
No,
bro,
you're
you
good, brother.
But you are fucking good enough,
Yeah,
bro.
No, I know, and it's just a thing that I've got to work on, kind of like how Thomas talked about it. I think you. I mean, I've said a lot of things to you, but you are one of the ones that help with that. You know, those little things that you send, make me realize that it's not. One, it's never too late. You know, God's always got you. And when you started saying that more often, I started saying that more often. I started getting in the habit of believing that, I may not be perfect, but I can be perfect through Christ. And I need to back off and realize that no matter how much I think I'm in control of this ship, he's in control of the waters.
Yeah.
So I have my moments where, like I said, I do feel that way, and it's hard not to. It's got to be a lot of younger trauma stuff that you couldn't like necessarily
Just peel back layers.
Yeah.
You have to figure it out.
It's a lot there to unpack.
Yeah.
But
A lot of that stuff is not your fault. That's just your environment's fault. So it wasn't something that you did.
Yeah.
It's just something that you were in.
Yeah.
And so to dwell on that, you can't, like, that shit, man. I was just born in this family. Like, it's bad. Like, we didn't have carpet, we didn't have heaters, we didn't have anything. Like, you can't feel bad about that because that wasn't you. You were just there, and when you get out of it, don't worry about that anymore. Like, you just need to, like, keep on looking forward.
I think what messed me up more is kind of how you were talking about that girl. I'm a very goal-oriented person.
Yes.
And I have somewhat bent this world to my will for the past 35 years.
Yes.
And in the situation now,
It's
it
out of
just
your control.
derailed fucking everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I think you, by telling her, like, hey, man, you need to chill out, one thing at a time, I really should have listened when people were telling me that.
Yes.
Because now that it's happened, it's like, fuck. Where do you? What's your purpose now?
Yeah. Everything that's ever happened to you is supposed to be your back pocket, your lesson learned. And okay, this happened, this over here, and this happened over there. And even though it wasn't your fault, it still happened.
Yeah.
And so today, you need to keep on knowing your past so you can make the future better, but don't dwell on the past. It's just literally just there for information.
Just to learn from.
And I totally agree with you, but you also have to process the trauma.
Yeah. That's one of the.
It's
big
not something
things.
you just get over and then
Yes.
tomorrow's a brighter day.
Yeah.
Like, you also got to process the
Yeah,
trauma.
yeah, you got to keep on keeping on. Man, we got a fucking shit ton of trauma in our lives. I was trying to think of when I was 16, what I would tell myself. I honestly could not think of anything that I would tell myself when I was 16 years old to change, because I feel like I was already like beating it. But when I was 20 years old, now that's when I needed to go fucking tell myself some shit.
What would you say?
God damn, dude, I fucked up a shit ton of times. Like, quit being gullible, quit being confident in every single person. Not everybody's there for your best interest.
For sure, man.
And quit being a fucking dummy and have better priorities. When I was 16, I had all my fucking priorities, and I honestly did. Like, I was already striving. I was trying to get bigger, stronger, faster. I was trying to pass all my classes. I intentionally never had a girlfriend in high school because I didn't want a chick to bother me.
Yeah.
And so I had too much stuff to do. And as soon as my last wrestling match happened, and a whole bunch of shit happened where it fucked up a lot of stuff, fucked up scholarships, fucked up whatever, I gave up. On it, and so when I was probably 18 years old, that's where I started coming back down.
Yeah.
And I fucking just gave up on shit.
So would you tell yourself, don't give up?
Don't give up, because I could have easily played 2 collegiate sports in D1, but I didn't, because I was like, you know what, fuck all this shit. I played at Lubbock High. We fucking I would try my hardest, and we still lose by 20 or 30 points. And I was easily one of the best players on that football field, but nobody gives a shit. You lost by 20 points, 30 points. I was a fucking awesome wrestler, and for whatever reason, my last day of wrestling, my body quit functioning.
Shit.
And so if I would have had somebody in my corner like, hey, dude, that shit don't matter. Like, let's go do some stuff, I would have done it. And but I didn't. And so I'm 18, 19 years old. I started fucking drinking, start trying to holler at chicks. We start getting into places as 21. I'm having a good ass fucking time, right? And so a lot of my good ass stories that I'm telling you are not my best times in life. Like, I can tell you a fucking story like, oh shit, you fucking did that. And I've told a whole bunch of stories on here, and where you're like, God damn, for real?
Yeah.
But that was the era where nothing was worth a shit in my life also. At the same time, even though fucking great stories came out, you can take it for what it is. I still had a great time, but if I wasn't as talented as I was in my sports, and I was just a person just having a good time, then I didn't waste any time. But I wasted all my time because I was that good at some of my stuff. But I just wasted it away because I was just drinking, trying to holler at chicks, and we fucking party on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rest up a little bit. Sometimes we just go out on fucking Mondays, Monday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys are playing or whoever's playing, and you just fucking just get drunk every fucking day. And then you're in school, you fuck up over there, you fucking up at work, whatever it is, and it doesn't matter. But that's who I want to go tell, like, hey, bro, don't do that shit, dude. Like, you could do more.
Yeah.
And I would probably be more if I can hear my advice that I can tell right now. At 20.
Yeah.
19, 20.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
16-year-old Eric, you would have saw a disciplined kid, a completely disciplined kid. And I was here. I would have never thought that anybody can touch me, and you really couldn't, because I was fucking that in tune to what I was doing. But 18-year-old Eric, god damn, dude, I was fucking up. 19, 20, 30, 21, 22, 23, 24. Like, I fucked up all those times. I woke up, and there's another question. It was like, when did you start being accountable? And I started being accountable when I was about 26 years old. I woke up one day, and I felt like I was extremely intelligent, like I was enlightened. An epiphany happened. And it was just, I woke up that morning, and I was like, and I looked around for a second. I was like, God damn, I've been a fucking retard this entire fucking time. Like, I've been a fucking moron. And I tell people, like, I quit being a moron when I turned 26. And it's kind of, some people I've told it to, it's kind of a funny joke. It's like, hey, remember when you were a moron or whatever? But it's true. I was a fucking moron, and I woke up at 26, and I was like, fucking, and I actually stayed in that zone. That moment when I woke up, I've never gotten older.
It's crazy
in my mind.
How it clicks like that. Because I was about 25, 26 when I was like, I'm done. Like,
No, and it's common. and I've talked to old men about it, and they're like, yeah, I was about 25 or 26 when I, what you say, quit being a fucking moron. And I was like, yeah, dude, I was a fucking moron. I thought I knew fucking everything. I didn't know jack shit. I knew how to be a fucking man when I woke up that morning at 26.
Yeah, around that time, around 25, 26, that's when I went 2 years sober out of nowhere. Like, I just cut off drinking. I stopped partying, stopped doing all that stuff. Meanwhile, being a father of, husband, family of 7, by the time I was 22, I had a family of 7. And
22?
Yeah.
Chinga way.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's when my dad was like, hey, motherfucker, why don't you get some cable or some shit? What's wrong with you?
You didn't have fucking electricity at the house?
Exactly. Around that time, that's when I came home one day I was working in New Mexico. I used to work with Craig Wallace Construction, and we would go out of town a lot to go build duplexes and stuff like that. And I was just going home after a week of being on, got home, and I opened up my backpack, had a bottle in my backpack. I got up and went to the kitchen. There's a bottle in the kitchen. There's a bottle in the bathroom. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck? Everything that I swore that I wouldn't become is right here in my face.
Yes.
And that day, I kind of just went, grabbed everything, threw it in the trash, threw it out, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I went 2 years sober after that, and when I got to the point to where I was like, okay, I can socially drink without trying to forget something. I said, if I can do that, then I'll be fine. I from that point of 26, like you said, started trying to better myself, started going to men's groups, started going to
that early?
retreats.
Wow.
Yeah, started going to retreats, started trying to get help with
Well, I say that
alcoholism.
early, but you had to grow up fast.
I had to grow up fast.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it, dude. Like, even now, I still don't realize. Like, I tell my daughters, what I did, a majority of people don't do. Making the money that I was making now, even still now, having the stuff that I have, I never took the time to stop and look at everything and be like, dang, thank God. Somehow I made it here, and I had that many kids, a wife, and all this stuff that I was trying to do at this age.
That was all the pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah, and I I thrive under pressure for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is, but if I'm at work and I have one job, I will fuck that job up 20 times out of 20. But if I got 100 jobs, man, it's like a clock just going. And something around that time was like, dude, you're done. Stop. What are you doing? So once I started getting that help and trying to fix myself, because I started realizing what I'm teaching my daughters right now is going to destroy them when they get older, because they're going to look for this man. They're going to seek out this man. And that good old saying, if you don't feed your kids love off of a spoon, they'll learn how to eat it off of a knife, is more true than anything right now that, I can think of. And I had to find a way to turn the tide before it was too late to get them to realize that that's not okay. That's not a good life to live. And I think I'm doing that now. I'm glad that I'm doing that now, but it just kind of made me wonder, like, why? Like, what? How did that? You just felt like that out of nowhere?
I just woke up. I woke up I woke up intelligent that day, and I never looked back ever again. And it was kind of weird. I was like, what the fuck? I feel different today, and everything that I did that entire day was a more intelligent approach to every single situation, and I can't even describe it, but it just happened. It just happened.
I was living a lie. Like, I didn't really lie to my parents. In a way, you can say I did, but I just didn't tell them shit. So I would hide behind stuff. Like, I'll explain everything. This all makes sense. Like, good. So, okay, let's just say, I'm on probation at Tech. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never just told my parents that. But then I would hide behind, like, well, you're on probation because you're working 2 jobs and school's not a priority. I would hide behind bullshit. Like, I wouldn't be accountable for, hey, you're fucking up, dude. Like, this comes first, I would always make excuses for shit like living a fucking lie, and it's crazy how it just came to y'all. With me, it was dating girls, and I always dated girls that didn't really give a shit about me. You know what I mean? But the I'm sorries, the apologies would be like, well, I'm sorry, but this, and it fucking made me realize that I hated that, But then it made me realize I'm doing that with my fucking life. Like, I'm making lies and excuses for all this wrong shit that I'm doing, but I'm not being accountable for me fucking it up. I'm fucking it up. And that's really, and it was probably like, I was probably like later, like 28, 26, 27, maybe, when it fucking came to me. And I was like, I need to turn this shit around. Like, I need to stop doing this whole fucking lie. Like, this happened because of this.
Like trying to find a crutch.
You're always, if something didn't happen good to you, you're probably the reason.
Yeah, but no one knew anything about my personal life. You know what I mean? I was lying. Like, I wouldn't have told you, hey, I'm on probation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't I was lying about shit. And when it fucking hit home and I fucking turned on that light, I'm like, I'm doing the same shit with my life. Like. And I hate how this girl's fucking apologizing with the but. And I'm like, nah, all right, I'm going to fucking change the shit. And I did. From that day forward, I fucking stopped making excuses. I started telling people the real shit. Hey, this happened to me. I fucked up. Like, point blank.
It's crazy how much better you feel with taking accountability.
Yeah.
One of the David Goggins, that You Can't Hurt Me book that he had, I read that book, and one of the things that I took from him was the accountability mirror. You have a mirror in your bathroom. You take 5 Post-it notes, write something down you want to get done that week. At the end of the week, you got to hold yourself accountable for the shit that you didn't get done.
Yeah.
It's simple stuff. You should be able to get it done, but why are you not getting it done?
Why are you not? Yeah.
That's what kind of pushed me to start doing more, talking more, being more outgoing. Bro, you'd have met me 3-4 years ago, I probably would have never talked to you. Like, I am a shut-off person. I am to myself. I don't, I hear y'all stories about y'all going, different places, Miami, going to different, traveling, knowing about 6th Street and all kinds of stuff. I've never done any of that. I've been so shut off to the world, and I don't like using it as a crutch, but it was the fact of, you got to grow up, and you got to grow up now. And you got to figure this shit out, and you ain't got no time to do nothing else. I think that's one of the mistakes that I made, hiding shit.
Yeah.
Lying about it, not taking accountability, trying to not hurt anybody else when all I was doing was hurting myself.
It's fucking crazy, because you're right, man. It was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders, because I didn't have to lie about everything in my life. It's
all the bad stuff that was happening, or not the cool stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it always had to be the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna leave that part out always. Not even, I left out a whole bunch of shit out of my own life that I've even forgot about it, my own self too. And now that might be a benefit on my side, because then I don't keep that trauma in my own fucking head. And I think that's why I may not have a lot of feelings towards trauma.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, I've immediately eliminated a lot of that shit.
Disassociation is a motherfucker.
And I've done it, and I thought to myself often, like, when I'm in my own thoughts or whatever, I was like, man, I remember that shit happened a long time ago, and I should be fucking, like, fucked up off of it. But I go, am I erasing shit out of my own fucking head? Dude, there's a whole bunch of shit that people bring up to me that I was a part of, and I don't remember it.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist in my mind. And I was like, God damn, do I have some fucking brain damage? And I might. I don't know how many concussions.
I've always thought about CTE being the problem.
Yeah, I have a shit ton of concussions.
I think Eric is so not like everyone else. I think he's so mentally strong that's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Is like if he don't need it, trash it.
Well, that's what disassociation is. Disassociation is your mind blocks you from remembering certain things that happened to you. And I didn't realize it until like I said, 26 is when I started getting help. So maybe by the time I was 28, I had come in contact with a counselor, and she kind of, dude, it took me a while to remember the story of the little girl that broke up with me because I wasn't Asian, but I don't remember anything from being young, and I attribute it to putting that shit away.
Yeah, it's gone.
But the hard part about that, dude, is that when it does come up, the day that it does, it is hell because everything starts flooding back, and there's certain times that you cannot stop it from flooding back.
Yes.
And I've learned to start talking about it little by little, the things that I do remember. But like you said, I barely remembered that. I don't remember nothing from early elementary days. I don't remember nothing from junior high. I remember high school because of football, and that was one of my most favorite things to do. College, I don't remember. There's quite a bit of time in between that I just don't remember. I had that deal with my sister where just like you, my sister brought up something Saturday at my dad's house. And I'm like, where the fuck was I at on this story? She was like, you were the one that was pushing me. And I'm like, I don't remember.
I don't remember a lot of shit. And then I think back, I was like, why don't I remember? And a lot of it is probably my mind just erases it. Yeah. Or at that particular moment when those events happen, something was altering my mind. Either alcohol, either a concussion, something was altering, and it's not there anymore.
The mind's a powerful thing. It tends to do that.
Yeah,
to protect you from.
And I can tell you a story. I can tell you stories like you're like, hey, tell me a story, and I'm like, I just sit here and I can't tell you shit. But if you're talking and you tell me a trigger, I have a fucking story for you.
That's what happened to me just now with this fool.
I have a shit ton of fucking stories. They're just not waiting in my back pocket. They're going to have to be dug out. Yeah. But, you talk about you went to some therapy, some counseling and stuff. I've never done that. But I think I have done it, just not with a therapist. I've had therapy within my own self, and
that's why I say you're like mentally stronger than a lot
and I can do that to myself and give myself my own counseling of what I should be doing. And
you think that comes from trauma?
The whole entire life has been trauma, right?
So it has to be, right?
Yeah, and so and I don't know. I don't know if there's another aspect behind it, but I do give my own self therapy to the point where in my job that I do is not to be a therapist, but I'm a therapist. Yeah, and I've lived so much issues and so much things that have happened to me, and I've come out of it that I can give you advice on what to do. Yeah. And so my people that I associate with, I give them advice, and they call me their therapist. They're like, man, I'm getting a 2-for-1 over here. I'm getting a therapy, and you're making me look beautiful at the same time. But me talking to them is therapy to me also, because I learned some shit that I didn't fucking had.
Just talking in itself.
Just in general. So they're telling me their problems, and I was like, what the fuck? So, dude, I know so much shit now, not because I just know shit, it's because they told me their shit, and I have it all in my back pocket now. And now I can give someone else advice that's going through the exact same thing. And I was like, well, you might want to try this.
Well, this one happened to this shit show, because that's a rerun.
And I'm like, I'm kind of shocked, because that's not my thing. I'm not a therapist. I don't even, like, at one point, I didn't even like talking to people. Like, when 16-year-old Eric was not going to talk to you at all. Yeah. I honestly thought that you were wasting my time and get out of my way. I got other bigger shit to do. 20-year-old Eric was trying to fucking party. Hey, can you drink with me? Are you not a little bitch? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have bitches too? Like, and one of the two, if you couldn't do either one of them, like, get the fuck out of my hair. But now I need more.
Me?
When did you become accountable?
I'm 44, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do it like 46,
Yeah.
47.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
It's
Guys.
coming.
Y'all be ready.
Next year.
Y'all be ready, okay? Nah, I don't know, man.
You also had to grow up fast too, though.
Yeah, I did, man. So, I don't know, man. I just started just taking responsibility for everything I do now.
But that happened like in your late 20s at least.
Yeah, it was definitely early, man. Because like I said, I started living life older at a younger age. You know what I mean? Like, we're already partying at a younger age. I was already working. I was doing all that younger. But, you know, a lot of stuff, like I was telling y'all before, like, I regret a lot of the shit I did, like how I treated people. And so when I get a chance to apologize to somebody, regardless, they don't need to accept my apology, just let them know that I am sorry for the shit I said or anything I ever did to anybody, or if I was rude or made you feel a certain way, you know, I do apologize. Like, you definitely don't have to be my friend, or you don't have to fucking forgive me, but I just want to let you know I am truly, truly sorry for anything I've ever done to anybody. So, but other than that, man, I mean, if I fuck up, I fuck up, and I claim it. I mean, I've done shit where I lose in business, you know what I mean? I take that loss like on the chin and keep going, man, and I just feel it's a lot easier, man. I deal with too much shit to play around, so I just got to be 100%. This is what it is. I can do this. I can do this.
But what sucks is you are an entrepreneur, and you have a business that not everyone wants to work in, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're dealing with grown ass men that are still not accountable.
Bro, I got dudes that they work all week. I pay them on Friday, Saturday, come in dead fucking broke.
Yeah.
And then there's like, well, I had to do this and I had to do that. Yet they still got the fucking club band on, or, you know what I mean? Just like, bro, like, leave save some fucking money for lunch. Now I got to buy you lunch all week long. Or they always got issues. And I'm like, bro, I have so much shit going on. Just take responsibility. You fucked up. You messed up, man.
I would like you more if you told me you fucked up.
Yeah, you know,
rather than some bullshit ass story that you made up.
Just be honest with me. You came in like, hey, bro, I fucked up. I went to the club. I spent all my money.
Yeah, I got real drunk and I fucking spent. I was buying shots for bitches.
Yeah, you know, cool, man. You know,
I've worked with older guys, older than me, and there's fucking proof of them fucking up, and they're like, no, and I'm like, dude. Like, you're caught red-handed. How are you still denying this shit?
Bro, because they're lying. Like, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Dude, they lie so much, bro. They start believing it.
Yes.
That's the scary part, bro. When you
Yeah,
start believing
and then
your
you
own
become a
lies,
victim to your
always
own
the
lies.
Victim, bro. Always the victim, and that's the sad part, man. Is all these. I tell these young guys, man. I said I've been there. I've done the fuckery, spent all my fucking money, didn't have no money for lunch. I said, but as soon as you get past that stage, bro, shit's gonna get better. But I can't make you do nothing. I can't force you to, like, when they miss work and then they get a little check. I'm like, bro, that's not my fucking fault. I can't make you come to work.
You gotta work.
And I don't care why you didn't come to work. You didn't come to work. You didn't make the money. That's not my fucking problem.
Yeah, I wanted to pay you, but you didn't work.
I need you here.
Yeah,
I need y'all here.
and you
working.
didn't show up because you're hungover or whatever the fuck.
Or, you know, like I had this one dude tell me, like, he couldn't work that weekend because his in-laws were coming in and they loved the way he barbecues.
That sounds like my in-laws.
And I was like, wait, hold on. So you're not gonna work
But
at
it's
all?
true.
I've
Yeah.
heard some stupid ass excuses.
But I'll still go to work.
Yeah,
I'll still go to work.
I don't get it.
What are you cooking? Hamburgers and hot dogs.
Chicken legs and weenies, little chicken legs and weenies, but and I get it, man. But it's just like you do that, then you turn around and ask me for a draw.
Oh,
From-
man.
Then you're like, bro, like you don't think I want to do those things, you know? But I don't. I can't because I have so much responsibility. I can't, you know. And if I don't do it, nobody's gonna give me shit,
Bro.
at all.
No.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like you tell them I was in your shoes and they don't fucking believe you.
Dude, they don't.
No.
They don't
And I
believe.
tell
They
people-
think you're just always the privileged motherfucker.
I've told people before, like, you know, if y'all known me since I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
So y'all known I haven't had shit. Oh, I still ain't got shit, but it was worse back then, right?
Yeah.
And with us turning off our light and our water and shit like that. Growing up, I grew up like that. So people who meet me now that come work for me and stuff think that I've always gone on trips and I had nice cars and I've had this shit. They think it's just always been that easy. I'm like, man, you fucking crazy, bro. I lived at my dad's shop.
Yeah.
After my first divorce because I thought it was cool and the right thing to say. Oh, you keep everything. You can have everything. I don't want nothing.
No.
What an idiot. I'm going to tell anybody, do not fucking say that, bro. It's the dumbest shit ever, bro.
Yeah, no,
to say
don't.
that.
Yeah, don't do that at all.
So I did that. Like
You get everything you can.
Yeah, but, I was thinking, oh, I'm the man. It didn't work out. I was heartbroken. And I was like, I don't want anything. You know what I mean? Even thinking of just calling it quits, right? So I give her everything. She kept everything, man. And I went to live at my dad's shop because my dad was like, well, you're not going to live with me? Grown fucking man. How you going to move in with me and you got kids? And even though they're with your ex-wife, you're grown. So I moved into his shop. He said I could stay there. You'll take it off me working for him. Mm-hmm. And it had no bathroom. I had to run stitching cords to the shop because I couldn't stay in his shop, but I could stay in the back cuartito shop area.
Yeah.
So I stayed there, and we had an electric stove in there, and I would turn it on for heat and shit like that, man. And he had an extra room at his house. He would, and Amanda, I tell Amanda about that because she met me like that, and she was like, "Man, your dad was a fucking asshole to you." And I said, "You know what? I love him, man, because
no mercy.
There was no mercy. Either I had to get up out of that, and he tells me if I would have helped you and babied you, man, you would have stayed in that dark place for a longer time than you did, and you needed that, and either it was gonna make you or gonna break you, son. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't be there, holding your hand. Mm-hmm. This is, you got to do it. So I did it for a while, man. Staying in that fucking shitty ass shop, shitting in a bucket or fucking going. And so I worked hard, man, and gotten better. And that's why, me and Amanda, we want to kill each other every other day. Well, maybe every day. Not every other day. Every day. That's the person I want to be with till I die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We already, it's like, yesterday, fucking all day to get ready to go. And she decides to wait till I get there to start getting ready. Mm-hmm. And it's like, goddamn,
you gotta love that
start
shit.
arguing. And it's like, well, go buy your, big old argument. But then it was like, golly, I want to.
And that's why I always say women ruin everything.
I'm going to tell you this, bro. You always see, and this is shout out to Pride Month. You always see the bull dyke, and they're always battling, fighting, right?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a gay men couple unhappy. Those motherfuckers are constantly happy,
You said
bro.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
I seen them unhappy.
I haven't, bro. I was like, wait, hold on. What they know that I don't know,
They're
bro?
toxicos.
I might have to
Did
do-
you see that stat that 50% of marriages divorce, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 75% of lesbian marriages divorce? Mm-hmm. And they were like, we're not the problem. We're not the problem.
It's the girls. It's the girls' problem.
Fuck, man. On that note, we'll fucking take a break and come right back.
Oh, it's you again. This episode is brought to you by Patriot Paint and Construction. They specialize in commercial and residential. They also specialize in drywall and paint. No job is too big or too small for them. Hit them up at 806-544-7199.
And we're back. I wanted to ask this one question. It's kind of a shitty question, but I know we've all gone through it in a certain form or fashion. Uh-huh. But have you ever been backstabbed by someone? And if you have you forgave them or no?
This is gonna sound crazy. I had a conversation with a certain someone, and they looked at me and asked me, I know you're hurting. I know you're going through a bunch of stuff. I know you are mad, angry, all these things. And then I looked at them and I told them, I am feeling all those things, but for some reason, God prepared me for the moment that I'm in. He prepared me before he uplifted the veil of that situation 4 or 5 years. And even at this moment, I told them the only thing I can do is speak life into you, because at a certain point in time, God gave me a second chance to try to better myself for my children, for the people around me. And who am I to destroy the path that you're on now, going to get help, going to the Bible, going to church, doing all these things? It's better for me to suffer than it is for me to put these things on you and destroy the path that you're on. It's not an easy thing to do. I wouldn't have done that 7 years ago. You know, I was a whole lot different. I've learned that no matter what I choose to do, the one thing that I have to do is simple. It says it in the Bible. You know, you got to turn the other cheek.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what I want to do, it's never going to be the best outcome for me. Somebody else, higher power, whatever it may be, has to take care of that situation itself. I wish people the best now. I used to be a hateful, spiteful person, held grudges a long time. I've made up with people in my mom's family. I've made up with a lot of other people. And if God can love me so much that he can forgive me for the things that I've done, why can I not do it for others?
Yeah. That's hard.
It's hard.
That's fucking hard, man.
It's hard, but it's a lot easier when you do.
As I
let that
grew
go.
older, I started realizing that forgiveness is more for you
Yeah.
and not for the other
Yeah.
person. It's fucking hard,
Oh,
man. Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks, but you, like you said, it's for you, and it. I could attribute a lot of things to like just not knowing why I feel the way that I feel, but it's because of the fact that I chose to forgive those people. I've also had to ask forgiveness from a lot of other people, and whether they decided to give it to me or not, the way that I see it is, I kind of gave that olive branch of, hey man, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Just like you said, if I offended you, I'm sorry. If I fucked up, I'm sorry. Because one day, the way I see it is, I'm gonna have to stand in front of God, and to me, the way that I feel, there's gonna be this list, and I don't want him to be able to point and be like, so why didn't you forgive this person? Why did you not? You know, I forgave you. Why could you not forgive them? You know, I know it sucked, but I gave my one and only son for you. You know, I'm teaching you to do these things because this is what the world needs. It doesn't need more hateful and spiteful people. It needs people to build each other up and push each other to try to strive to be better. You know, I can't explain it any other way than through y'all, all three of you. You know, listening to the podcast, listening to the shit that you've been through, man, is giving me faith to know that I'm gonna be all right. You know, listening to the struggles that you've had.
His dad has that shop still.
Yeah, I don't need it, brother. I wasn't like you at that point of, you know, I slowly am learning to be better to myself, and I think that forgiveness is one of the main steps of trying to better yourself.
You know, it's crazy because you said that, you know, listening to the podcast has got you through some shit. That's the number one thing that I get from people hitting me up on IG, on the the JP Lopez IG, is I get a whole bunch of, man, dude, I needed that episode. And I don't know who they are, you know?
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything, all the love and support from everybody. But that's the number one thing is like, hey, this episode really, really helped me out on what I'm going through right now. And it's awesome,
it's awesome that every one of y'all's testimonies, there's somebody out there that it can touch.
Yeah.
There's somebody staring off of a cliff thinking that there's no other way out. And then when they realize that other men have gone through this.
Early on in the show, you said that you and Paul's story was fucking identical, you know?
Yeah.
So, other people are going through the same shit, you know?
And that's one dude right there that I'm just like, amazed by, and then to realize when me and Paul talked, DM'd each other, we realized we both felt the same way of being so far behind. This isn't where I should be. I should be up there. I attribute a lot of that to social media and all the crap that people put on because everybody's putting on their best life bullshit. And a lot of these people think, oh, that's how they're living. That's the real thing. It's not. Everybody goes through shit. And then trying to realize that, hey, that shit's fake. That don't think that you're.
You should ask for a picture of their pillow.
Yeah, right. Probably brown as shit.
Let me see how ugly that motherfucking thing is.
Let me see your sabanas, bitch. I bet you they're brown.
I just got this one for Christmas, so it looks nice.
Brand new.
We came up real tight, really, really tight. I had a crew of, I don't know, 5 people that we were solid. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we were going to hang out. We didn't have families of our own.
Yeah.
We were real young, fresh out of high school, around 19, 20 years old. We were always going to hang out. I mean, we hung out with everybody, but us 5 were always going to be, together.
Yeah.
And each one of us had a crush, like a girl that we were all crazy about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Each one of us had our own separate girls that we were fucking mad crazy about. And this one dude would know this and hook up with them. And not only hook up with them, but show up to events and places, and you're like, man, I just fucking told you I really like this chick. And what the fuck, dude? Yeah. And so it started off with me, and then it was just going down the line, and I'm just like, all right, I see what's going on, And I don't want to say a name because it will give it all away, but I had a buddy that was really, really in love with a chick, man. And they kind of half-ass dated, but he really, really fucking loved her, man. He didn't receive the love back, but, you know, and our friend knew it, and he fucking got with her. And so, I was like, you know what, dude? I bid you a fucking due. I'm done with your ass, man. And he came back into my life because that was it, man. I'm fucking done. And like I said, I was probably 22, and he came back in my life maybe, I don't know, right before I was about to get married. And it was just awkward as shit. And he's like, heard you getting married? I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. See you later. And then I've seen him several times at a bunch of places in public, and it's just like, what's up, dude? We're just an acquaintance, and we kicked it hard. Yeah. But I have forgave him. I forgave him a long time ago, but it was just it was more his character than anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't
It had nothing to do with y'all.
But he made me understand, and he showed me that wasn't the kind of person that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to be that fucking. I mean, dude, it was bad, bro. It was bad. It was honestly in a way, I thought he was doing it on purpose. Don't tell him you like this chick, because then that's the next chick he's gonna holler at. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. It's fucked up.
But when you're young, that age, you really, really like someone. You know what I mean? And then for him to fucking do that, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
All in my head, I'm trying to think names.
No, I don't. I honestly don't think.
Know him, right?
You don't. Maybe.
Start with a K.
Yeah.
Start alphabetic.
No, I know you.
Yeah.
I know Eric probably don't know him, but I don't know if you know him or not. But yeah, man. So it's you know what? Fuck this dude, man. And we just stopped kicking it. I distanced myself kind of from the circle until they got on board. It was oh, this dude's a shit ass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was all of us without him. So.
And sometimes you only have people in your life for certain seasons, and that was one of the ones that just needed to be weeded out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the story of the frog and the scorpion. The scorpion tells the frog, hey, man, give me a ride on your back across the river. He was like, nah, you're going to sting me. And he's like, no, I'm not. Just give me a ride cross the river. All right, cool, get on. Get halfway across the river, scorpion stings him. They're both drowning. He goes, why the fuck did you sting me? He goes, because I'm a fucking scorpion, you idiot. It's like, you got to call it what it is. Don't sit there and lie to yourself.
A snake is always gonna be a snake.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
That's the truth.
What's your story?
Oh man, I had a business partner. Once I said it, but I don't want to say his name though, because we're cool.
Yeah.
We're cool now. But I had a business partner, man. So we're doing a bunch of work. We had a bunch of shit going on. We're getting a lot of work subbed out from like Lee Lewis, and we're doing the Panera breads and stuff like that, right? And this house came up. We're doing it for this contract. I don't want to. We're doing it for this contractor. So we would divide the crew. So what we do with, he would collect the money and then just profit we would divide up, right? I've known him since we were kids. I was like, oh, no fucking problem, man. So I went over there and knocked it all out. I called him up. I was like, hey, man, that job's done. We're about to hit the other one. He was like, all right, no worries and stuff like that. So just, so we can get paid. Yeah. That week goes by. We didn't get no check for that. So I was like, all right, so I have to pay the guys. Regardless, guys got to get paid, right? So I pay him out of my pocket. And we're going, man. We're working. And a month goes by. And I was like, hey, man, what's up with that dude and that check for that house? He's like, oh, man, let me call him and stuff. I was like, all right. So I don't think nothing about it. We're just continue working and working. And then another month goes by. And I was like, hey, bro, what's up with that house, man? I need to get that money. Because he was like, hey, man, the dude got some more work. I need y'all to go hit that over here. You can take the guys. I was like, no, I'm not doing no more fucking work for this dude until I get my fucking money. Yeah. And he was like, nah, bro, he's going to get it. This is real easy stuff. And I was like, nah. I said, you could do it if you want to do it. I'm not doing it. And he was like, oh, okay, let me call him. So almost another
From that same contractor.
Yeah, from the same contractor, right? So he goes on and goes do little things for him while we're doing other jobs. And I'm like, that's kind of fucking weird. But, okay, like, he should be mad too because that's our money.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, we had a lot of money coming in, so it wasn't a big deal. It was just our money. It was my fucking money there. I want it. You know what I mean?
Big Worm says, principality.
Yeah. So we're going on, man. So I'm like, man, it's already almost 3 fucking months. I said, you know what? I'm just going to call this dude myself. I never try to get into, like, my contractors were my contractors, his were his, but we just divided everything up. That was his dude. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking call him, man. I'm going to see what's up. I did the job. Maybe I did something wrong or he's not happy with something. So I call him up and he's like, hey, what's up? Da-da-da. And I was like, hey, man, is there anything I need to do, need to fix, something wrong with the house? So that he was like, no, why? I said, so I could get paid. And he was like, you haven't got paid? I put that check on there that week. And I was like, no, I haven't got it. He goes, well, let me go check my record, see if it got cashed. If it got cashed, you can meet me in the morning at the bank and we'll do the fraud stuff and we'll cut you another check, And if it hasn't been cashed, I'll just write you another one. I said, okay, no problem. So I turn around and hang up with him and I call my boy up, right? And I was like, say, bro, I just called fucking so-and-so about that check. And he was, oh, you talked to him? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, let me call him real fast. I said, okay. So he hangs up with me, calls him. And when he hangs up with me, that dude calls me back. And he was like, hey, that check was cashed that week. And, but, come down here in the morning and we could sign some papers for a fraud for the bank. And then we could cut you another check and all that stuff. I was like, all right, no, but while I'm on the phone with him, my homeboy's calling me back, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. So I click over and he was like, hey, man, I just got off the phone with him. And I was like,
I'm on the phone with him.
I was just on the phone with this dude. So I was like, oh, yeah. I said, what did he say? He said, man, he's going to have a check in the morning for us and all this stuff. I said, all right, cool, bro. Pick me up in the morning, and we'll go cash that check.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll go from there, and then we'll bring me back, and we'll go to work, right? And he was like, all right. 8 o'clock comes, he doesn't pick me up, and I'm like, fuck it. So I get in my truck, and I take off to the job sites. He shows up later, and he's like, hey, man, I went ahead and cashed the check, and he gives me the money, right? So I'm like, oh, what happened? He's like, yeah, he just gave it to me, so I just cashed it on the way back over here and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at him like, the way I was looking at him, I feel like he already knew I knew, right? So I don't say nothing, man. But I'm really, really hurt by it. It wasn't the money thing. It was just like, bro, if you would have asked me, hey, dog, on this job, bro, I need to pay this or have this coming up, I would have just said, all right, cool, man. Yeah. Get me on the next one or slowly work it back or whatever. Even if you said, look, bro, I need this and I can't ever pay you back for it, I would have been cool with it. You know what I mean? It's already been 3 months.
Just be honest about it.
Just be honest with me, man. We all go through shit. But by him and that's, bro, because I would never check any money. When we did the airport, when they built the car rental places for the car washes and stuff.
Yeah.
We did all the expansion joints on that place, right? I never once asked how much we were getting paid, where the money, how much were any of the checks were, or anything, man. I just went. I trusted them. You know what I mean? It was just like whatever. And every week it was an issue. I would have to pay out of my pocket everybody. And then the next week we would get a check. He would say we'd get a check. And he would pay me back the money I paid everybody, but I wouldn't get no money. So I used that money to pay for the next week. It was going on like that. And I was like, bro, I can't do this. I can't pay 8 guys every week out of my pocket. And then when you reimburse me, I have to use that reimbursement money to pay them again. You know, like, where's this money coming at? Like, what's the deal, man? And he was like, nah, man, they're going to get at the end. So I was like, all right, man. You know, I just trusted him. And so at the end, you know, he gives me some money. And I was like, man, this wasn't even fucking worth it to me being out here.
Yeah,
You know, it wasn't, the money didn't make sense to me. So, but I was like, okay, maybe it was a bad deal or whatever. You know what I mean? So when I fuck with you and I do business with you, if I'm gonna do business with you, I trust you 100%.
Yeah.
Don't need to burn me. If you need the money, I will do whatever it takes to make us good. You
That
know,
was a valuable lesson learned, though.
oh
right?
man, for sure, bro.
Big
From
time.
now on, I want to know exactly how much money. And like I said, even if I do business with you and I trust you, I'll let you handle everything. You want to pick up the checks, you want them in your name, you want to do it, that's fine. But I need to know exactly how much money everything is first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I need to know when he wrote you that check and when you're cashing it. That's all I need to know. You divide. If you told me, you still get over me, but I'm very careful who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's tough to deal, and it sounds really shitty. Like if I find out you're in a bad position before we get into work, it's hard for me to do work with you because it's like, golly, because he already tainted me on that. He made me feel a type of way because like maybe he was in a bad situation and he was just like, well, I'll just. Because Juan seems like he's doing so well, he won't miss that money.
That's fucked up.
You know what I mean? So I got burned on it. And after that, I was just like, so after I got that money, he paid me that money, man. That whole day, I just felt fucked up about it, right? And I was just like, do I fuck him up? Do I, because I was really hurt by that. Because
I can imagine.
I've known him since we were kids. So I was just like, what the fuck, man? So I was like, hey, bro, I don't feel good, man. My leg hurts. You know, I just used the leg. I said, I'm gonna head on home, man. He's like, yeah, no worries, bro. I go home and I was just like, man. And I didn't tell my wife that I hadn't got paid for that because then I would just hear her talking shit. You know, motherfucker ain't paid you yet. You know, all that, and not thinking it was the other guy, the builder, and not him. So for a long time, I told him I couldn't do no more work with him. I was like, hey, bro, I'm just gonna do my own thing for a while and stuff like that. And that's where we had the name. So I took the name with me. And for a long time, man, he would try to call me, and we would see me, be like, hey, what's up, bro? Talk to me. And I held that against him. Then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do business with him ever again.
Be smart about it.
But it was just, I forgive him. I don't know what he was going through. Doesn't make it right at all.
Yeah.
It was a whole ass move.
Yeah.
Because if you, like I said, bro, you know me now. If I could help or do something for somebody and you're my boy, I'm going to do it. I don't care if I don't make anything, if I lose, if you need it from me, I'll do it. No problem. Because I know, I expect that back from me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if I need you, you're there. And if you need me, I'm there. And if you would have just fucking told me, bro, I would have just fucking, but 3 months, man. And it, like I said, the money was already, that money, I probably would have spent it already. You know, it wasn't the issue of the money. It was the whole principle, big worm style, about how can you fucking burn me, bro? And you know, he fell off really bad now. And he's trying to get back on his feet again. But it was just like, bro, I don't understand. Like, how can you burn somebody you do business with?
Shoot, my dad had his own cousin burn his ass.
Yeah.
We were building a 66 GTO that my dad had bought, and the whole reason why I got into the business that I'm in and why I wanted to start my own shop was because I got sick and tired of my dad getting screwed over. He took it to one guy. Dude ended up taking about $2,000 from him. Never fucking worked on the car. We had to go pick it up after his shop got shut down. And then his own cousin took about $1,500 and then maybe another $1,000 in parts off of our car to fix somebody else's car. And we had to go get his brother or his cousin to go unlock the shop so we can take that shit out of there. It took 14 years for us to build that car to find somebody reliable here in Lubbock that would actually get shit done, but it ended up being a friend of my dad's this guy named Jose that helped him when he was at Idalou, and we slowly built that car up. But man, I just got sick and tired of seeing him get burned, and then I see a lot of other people get burned, and whenever I thought it was the part of your story that I thought was amazing was you able to keep your composure and not burn that bridge with that other contractor, and just call him and be like, hey man, something went wrong, what's going on?
Actually, I do work for him now. I took that contractor from him because he kind of was like, "How you catch that? Like, who cashed the check?" I wrote in his the check was cashed, and then I didn't show up Monday, and it was just he was like, "Okay," and then he called me like a week later. He's like, "Hey, did you work that out with so and so on that day?" I was like, "Yeah, I figured it out, man." He was like, "All right, man."
That was enough for him.
He knew.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
I guess he felt like I don't want to deal with that dude,
Of course.
either. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, dude. Like,
So you do cars?
Yeah, I do paint and body work and stuff like that, and I'm the one that painted that hood.
Oh, okay.
I work for a company, and we do 18-wheelers, RVs, fifth wheel trailers, plane, any big stuff. We do all that stuff. And then for a while there, I had started my own shop, and I was trying to do it myself. But that'll come back. I'm not worried about that right now.
that shit's
expensive. You talking the way that you did and sharing your story, that testimony that you have of the things that you've been through, really kind of lit a switch, where I thought that I had kind of plateaued and just was like, all right, I'm done.
I told you,
not
bro,
doing this shit,
everything's for a reason, and you're about to have a breakthrough, man.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah.
But yeah, that's more of the stuff that I do. I like doing classic cars and stuff like that, different kinds of builds, but I'm more into, like, with the company that I work for, it's more of big vehicles. I do side jobs here and there, but just varies depending on what I want to do and what I feel like doing.
Badass.
You don't want to burn me. I will probably never forgive you if you burn me. And I've done that to a whole bunch of people, but you have to do something fucking crazy. Now, if it's half-ass shit, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But if you really, really burn me, dude, I don't even care if you got in a car wreck and died. Like, and I'm gonna be honest about that. I cannot forgive people that have fucking burned the living shit out of me. So I know y'all's stories were a little bit different, but that's just the way I am.
Oh, no, I feel you.
And I'm not going to do nothing to you. And I can if I want to. Like, if you're going to try to fight, then I guess that's what we'll do. But what I do is you are completely X'd out from anything. I will not help you for nothing. I will not talk to you. I will not. You just don't exist anymore. And that's what happens if you burn the living shit out of me. And I'm not even going to apologize about that at all.
No, I mean, it's who you are.
That's understandable.
I've had some that burned me so fucking bad. I've had narcs. I've had fucking scammers. I've had everything. And if you altered my life, you don't exist to me at all anymore. And I don't even care. I really don't.
Sometimes it's better that way, just to remove yourself out of the situation, because then you could put yourself in more trouble than you need to be.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, okay, that's what you're gonna do to me. You're not gonna get eye contact. You're not gonna get a what's up. You're not. You can like I know how to do CPR and all of that. Like you're not gonna get that service from me at all, and I don't even care. Yeah, and
what does Shannon Sharp say? My grandpa told me that if you're the biggest man in the room all the time, sometimes you didn't find a different fucking room. Yeah. Find people that are on your level.
Man. Yeah. And that's it. Like and I'm not just trying to talk like I'm big stuff. That's literally what's happening.
You're not.
That's what happened.
Saying I'm gonna whoop your ass. Or,
and that's just exactly what happened. Like I didn't know that was a thing until I started catching on when people would burn my bridges and stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not fucking with you. So you would get ignored immediately. And I tell people, I was like, God damn, what the fuck? Why would you try to burn me? Like, you need me more than I need you.
Yeah.
And like simple stuff, like let's just say that I can provide a medical service to you, and you will never need to save my life, but you would need me to save your life. Why would you try to burn me for? Like, I don't need you for anything, but you're going to need me eventually someday. And so that's just the way I see it. Like, if you burn me, I don't need you. You do not exist to me anymore.
I mean, I don't think that's wrong or right. I mean, that's just who you are. You know?
Yeah.
No, it's good to have boundaries. Just don't cross those boundaries.
Different circumstances, too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been burned before, and I wasn't gonna bring up that one because it makes me look bad. But I had my own cousin set me up on some selling dope, and he called me, man. And this was when I was younger. That's my first film. I have a shitload. Like I said, different times, different me. He called me, man. He was like, "Hey, bro, can you give me some bud?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem, man." So I was like, what do you want? And he was like, "Oh, give me a QP." I said, "Damn, okay." So my own cousin. So I was like, all right. So I go to my other cousin's house, and I pick it up because they don't know. One's my dad's side, one's my mom's side. So I go pick it up from him, take it over. I don't make a penny.
You're just a middleman.
Yeah, because he doesn't know anybody. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm assuming he doesn't know anybody. Pick it up, I drop it, I take it to him, I drop it off. He's like, all right, cool. About 2 days later, he called me again. He was like, say, man, can you give me another one? And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, it was for me and my buddies, but this one's just going to be for me. I said, oh, okay, man. And he was like, can you meet me at the Big Stripes? This is in Littlefield, right? And I was like, oh, okay. At the Big Stripes? He goes, yeah, my homeboys will be there. You just meet them and give it to them. I was like, fuck no, man. I don't know them dudes. And he was like, yeah, man, they're good. They're good. I said, look, bitch, if you want it, you got to come over here and pick it up, and I'll give it to you. And he was like, let me see. I said, well, hurry up, man, because it's getting late. So he hangs up. And this is because I'm not even selling nothing. I'm just getting it for him so he can have it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so he calls me back about 15, 20 minutes later. He's like, hey, yeah, go ahead. I'll go pick it up. I said, okay. So I take off to my cousin. I grab another one, and I come back, and I'm waiting for him. And he pulls up in the car, and he goes, hey, what's up, cuz? I said, what's up? And he gives me a cup, and he goes, hey, can you throw this for me? I said, it's a big Sonic cup. And I was like, no, bitch. And I get it, and I throw the ice that's in it, and I put the bud inside of it, and I shut it, and I said, here. And I give it to him. And he was like, oh, okay. And he starts trying to talk to me about it. I said, hey, bro, I got to go inside. And he was like, oh, okay, man. Can you get me more? Do you have more here?
Oh, what the fuck?
He goes, can you give me more here? I was like, nah, man. I said, I can't right now. I said, nah, I'm tied up. And he was like, oh, okay. So he leaves, right? He takes off, man. The very next day, I'm leaving because this man was living there, right? I was leaving, and as soon as I got into the car, man, just fucking the cops came and got me, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to think, what did I do? What have I done, right? Like in my head, because I've done so much shit. I'm like, what are they getting me for this
But
time?
the cousin didn't even register, right?
Never, because he's like my cousin, right? And never registered. So I'm thinking, man, like, what the fuck have I done? What could I have done to get these motherfuckers here, right? Damn. So, it's a damn shame, man, when you don't know what you did, but you did something. I'm like, I know I'm guilty of something. I just don't know what they got me for this time. And so they take me to jail, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? So they're there, and they're like, hey, you got for delivering? I'm like, delivering? And I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. They're like, yeah. So I'm like, fuck, man. So I turn around, and I call Amanda, and I'm like, Amanda, I need you to call the VA and get my paperwork from them and bring it over here because Littlefield doesn't have like a medical unit in there and stuff. So I have my leg and stuff, right, and I have the clotting disorder. So unless they have a medical place, they can't really keep me there. I haven't been convicted of anything yet. So they didn't want to set me a bond. So I tell them about the stuff. They turn around and get that. Well, anyway, long story short, they get me out, right? So I get out, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm thinking, like, what the fuck did I do? What did I do? So I get my lawyer and stuff like that. I talk to Dan Hurley. That's my lawyer. So everything's going. So they set my first appearance court thing for like 2 months out. So when I show up,
You still don't know?
I don't know who.
Fuck.
And this dude, right, during this 2 months, bro, he goes to my house, my cousin, and asks me if he could borrow some money.
What the fuck?
And if he could get something to eat and take a shower at my house. And I'm like, yeah, cuz no fucking problem, bro. Comes in, takes a shower, man. I said, well, how much money do you need? He's like, man, just a 50. I said, oh, here's 100, man. He takes a shower and stuff because he said he turned off the water and shit at his crib. I take him home, man. I said, bro, if you need anything else, just call me, bro. I got you. He said, okay, dude, in my face, fucking doing all this shit. That was a month after I had got arrested, and then the next month I had the court, right? Just the initial appearance of what I was going to be charged for. Well, during that time, my lawyer gets a motion of discovery, right? So when we're there, they gave me the paperwork, right? They give me the fucking paperwork, and I'm sitting
Of your
there,
charges?
of what I'm being charged for, and the motion of discovery, like, what happened? Right, so I'm looking through the shit, and I'm sitting there with all the motherfucking defendants out there. I'm reading through my paper, and it just says informant, and then it gives a number. It doesn't say a name, right? And then it goes to the conversation we have. Mm-hmm. So the first day, I'm like, man, that sounds real fucking familiar. I don't, right? I'm reading through the paper, I'm like, that conversation seems real familiar. And then it shows the second day, or the second time we meet up, and it shows where he goes, informant so-and-so tells suspect San Juan Rodriguez to throw away Sonic Cup. It's reading it out. And suspect San Juan Rodriguez says, fuck you. And it's play by play, bro. And I'm like, that motherfucker, bro.
What do you get out of being an informant?
Check it out. So I read through the whole thing, right? And I'm reading, I'm like, this motherfucker, dude. My blood is boiling in there, man. And that's because I was going through a custody case with my first wife over my son.
Motherfucker.
And so my lawyer for that was like, hey, you need to get that settled before we go to court for your son, because if you have that pending over, they're going to say that you're going to prison, all this shit. You need to get this settled. I was like, okay, but my dude, I'm in red, bro. Like, I feel like I'm going to pass out how angry I am. And it goes in there, it goes, informant so-and-so, informant so-and-so, it gets the number, has been a reliable informant in the past. Informant came to us stating that he knew somebody who was selling weed and stated that San Juan Rodriguez was him.
Motherfucker.
Right? And it said that he went to them, fucking told them he knew that I could get weed, or that I was selling weed. And that he could be. So they said he was a trusted informant in the past. He got $50 fucking dollars. $50 fucking dollars the first time, $50 the second fucking time, bro. Right? So I'm hot, bro. Right? And so I'm there, and the other people in there can see me, like my ears are fucking red. You know what I mean? I'm like,
they're steaming and shit.
And then they were like, "You good, bro?" And I said, "No, I'm fucking good, dog." And they were like, "Who's your informant?" And I show them the number, and they're like, "That's on mine too." Like 3 dudes out of the 8 dudes there had the same number as their informant.
Shit.
Right? And they're like, damn, it's the same dude. I said, yeah, his name is fucking Agustin Galan. And they were like, who? I said, Agustin Galan. I said, he stays over here by the church on Baptist. Right? Bro? I was like, la, 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 la. I was singing in the courtroom, bro. Yeah. And I'm telling them, I said, that's Agustin Galan. And they're like, how do you know? I said, because that conversation right here, man, is the same conversation I had. I said, I don't sell weed, man. I said, I only got it from him because he's my cousin. They're like, that's your cousin? I was like, yeah. And they were like, man. So when we go up there, they were like, what do you want? And what do you want to do? So we're going to do not guilty. So when we let the thing, I told them, hey, man, plead me guilty. Give me probation. Give me something, man. I need to get this taken. I need to get this over with before my next court. And they were like, are you sure, man? You know, they don't really have nothing because the first audio was really bad. So that's why he went the second time to get it on audio.
Shit, so it was twice?
Yeah, so the first, they had me 2 times of delivery on those. But the first recording was bad. They couldn't hear the conversation between us. And so he had to go back and get it again. And that conversation, that's why I was able to write about the cup and everything was written out there. Because they have, when you do file for that, you have to tell you everything. Yeah. They won't give you the name. But, I mean, if you're dealing with a lot of people, I guess you wouldn't know. But I was just doing it for a favor. And so when we went to court, they were like, well, who did you? I was like, I didn't get it from nobody. You know what I mean? I already knew what I was facing.
Yeah.
So, and my dad's always told me, man, you do, whatever you do, you got to pay for it. You know what I mean? Don't think you're going to rat on somebody else. You're just going to have to eat whatever.
That's the price of the game.
Yeah, that's price of everything. So it went on like that, man. So I see this dude. Of course, you know, they give you a rundown. You can't go, if you know who it is, you can't go do nothing to them, retaliation or anything like that. So I was like, man, fuck this dude. I was so angry, man. And then I ran into his ass. I went to my aunt's restaurant there in Littlefield, and I pulled up, and he was outside smoking a cigarette, right? And we pulled up in the car, and the man was like, behave, right? Because, you know, I always carry guns with me, right? And I was like, this motherfucker. I said, I'm not gonna do nothing, man. So I get off the car and he's just staring at me. Right? Or maybe I felt like he was staring at me. And I get off and I was like, bitch, what the fuck you staring at? Right? And he was like, who are you? And I was like, bitch, you know who the fuck I am. I'm your fucking cousin. And he was like, oh, you got the wrong guy. And he takes off and walks inside through the back because, around to the back to go to the back. And I was like, I looked at him and she goes, no, that's him. And I was like, what the fuck? So we go in the restaurant, right? We sit down and my aunt comes out and she greets us and stuff. She's like, hey, what are you doing here, mijo? I was like, oh, nothing. We came down to check on Amanda's house. We're remodeling it. And I said, hey, who's working in the back? She's like, oh, everybody. I said, is Augustine working in the back? And she's like, yeah. And I think he's already back there. He was on break. And I looked at Amanda. I said, I told you. I said, this motherfucker acted like he didn't know me. And he did all that shit to me, bro.
For 50
fucking and then had the balls after he did that to me, knowing that I went to jail, got out of jail, and still went to my house and asked for fucking money and a shower.
God damn.
Now that dude I could never forget.
No, you can't forget.
Ever.
Dude,
But-
you that's what I said. You don't fucking forgive narcs.
Yeah,
At all. Especially when it's shit like that. Like, if you were just a fucking hardcore drug dealer and you're fucking just slanging shit and somebody ratted you out, it was your time.
Yeah, it's the way it
your
goes.
time.
It's the
But if
game.
somebody asks you, hey, man, you know anyone that I can get some shit from? You're like, yeah, of course. Like, let's go. And you go get it and you give it to them. And it was just a fucking goddamn favor. There's no money. Like, you didn't get paid for that.
Dude, I didn't make a penny.
That right there, that's some fucking goddamn fucking garbage. And I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about right there. And that motherfucker, like, really, to tell you the truth, that motherfucker should be fucking got his ass beat, fucking maybe even a fucking 9 on his fucking
Impaled.
head. And I'm not
like a
even fucking
motherfucker.
kidding,
Oh, no, for real.
because that is the fucking garbage of pawn garbage. And our fucking law enforcement encourages that shit.
for sure.
Fucking entrapping motherfuckers. They're gonna fucking send them to fucking jail that don't do that fucking shit. Fuck them. Fuck the fucking cops. Fuck them. Fuck everybody. Fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
dude, he
And
got
4
me, man.
motherfuckers that look just like him,
Dude,
right?
I'm telling you, bro. God damn. But yeah, man, that motherfucker got me, bro. And I was just like, what the fuck, man? And I didn't make a fucking penny. He made $50, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
50 fucking.
I can't believe that, bro. For $50 fucking dollars, bro.
And that's why I said I'll say his fucking name straight up. Augustine Galan. Littlefield, Texas.
Fucking crazy, bro.
And I'll give you a name. Fucking Thomas Inoxio. Fucking hoe ass bitch.
Well, I guess we'll end on that fucking note.
He's all
You got
read
any
some
shout outs,
books.
bro?
Yeah, my kids, man. My mom, my dad, everybody that's been there. All you guys, man, with the stories that y'all share, the knowledge that y'all share, man. Y'all don't realize how much y'all impact people. And y'all are very intelligent men. Yeah, I mean, I thank God for you setting up this podcast, doing the thing you do, and bringing all these great guys on. Man, it just means the fucking world to me, dog. I've said it to you many times before. I'll say it again. Keep doing God's work, man.
I appreciate that, bro. I don't take that lightly at all, man. Thank you, dude. Because, like I said, man, several times before, like, I've really thought about shutting it down, and I can't.
No.
Like, I can't. It's not even an option or even a thought anymore. But you saying that all the time, like, always hitting me up every fucking week. Great episode. I know that you're not just saying that. Like, I know you fucking...
Well, like you
And
said
I
last
thank-
time, man.
I thank you, bro. I thank you for that, man. Because you have no idea what that means to me. Like, just letting me know that I'm fucking doing some good. Who the fuck doesn't want to hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah,
Bro,
brother.
I appreciate you. You have any shout outs?
Me? Yes. Shout out to everybody here, man. Meeting you, man. And, of course, you, my brother. JP, man, all y'all brothers for sure, bro. I mean, like I always said, it's therapeutic for me to be here, man, and hear y'all and hear the episodes with Paul, Adrian, Thomas, his crazy ass, doing T-ball again for the All-Stars. All that shit, man. Just enjoy hearing it, man. It makes me happy. Shout out to Mark from Jimenez. We got
the concha burger? God dang, bro.
The fuck?
They fucking cut a concha in half and use that as a bun for a brisket sandwich, dude.
Damn.
Dude.
that, bro.
Dude.
I didn't know that.
Shout out
Sounds good.
Jimenez, man.
Yeah,
for
for
real.
sure. Who else? Oh, we got to pray for our boy Alfredo. He's been getting them bootleg shots.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're filled with gravy. He's gained about 30, 40 pounds now.
Hey,
it's
but
gonna
no,
be okay.
but good for him though.
Yeah, good for him. I mean,
good for him.
He looks soft. So if he ever gets stabbed or shot, he's going to live.
He's gonna get
He got a lot of cushion for the push.
Yeah. He's never
Yeah.
been afraid of anything but a salad, but I love that dude. But shout out to my boy.
Yeah. I always give shout out to Alex. I don't like to get in trouble when I go home. Hey, sometimes she hits me.
Count 3 times if you're okay. If you're feeling danger.
She hits him with that hanky panky.
That little
With a hot
hanky-panky. That hot two. You gotta spit on that thing.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I got to shout out the wife. I got to shout out everybody that's hit me up and told me, hey, man, you're doing good. It makes me feel great. But right now, what's really on my heart, on my mind, if I can get whoever wants to donate $1, 50 cents, I want to hopefully for the entire month of July, just receive any donations. Like I said, if you can give $1, I'd love that. But what I want to do is buy backpacks and school supplies for the kids that are and I want to get with I have several friends that are actual teachers that I want to get with, and even Paul's wife has Rise Academy that she can provide for, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, I'm not asking for anything other than $1, you know. Like if you can give $1, please do so. I'll probably, I don't know how GoFundMe is set up. I don't know if I have to somehow, some way. I mean, if you just give me a cash, whatever, man, Cash App, whatever. I'll keep a tally of it, and I'll fucking record myself actually giving the tally to whoever, you know, just to show proof that I'm not fucking anyone over. I really, really want to give backpacks and school supplies to the kids going back to school this year.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So Thomas hit me up, and I was like, that's fucking crazy, because that's what I was fucking thinking about doing. And so
We'll do that.
yeah, fuck yeah, man.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Make a deal on a post on Facebook and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll share it.
For sure, man. I'll have to word it correctly,
Yeah,
because
of course.
you know, people always talking shit. But yeah, man, whatever you want to donate, I just want to make sure that we can help some kids that are in need. And especially with today's economy, man, there's going to be a lot of kids that are going to go without, especially back to school supplies are expensive as fuck. So if we can help out somehow, some way with that, that's what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But if you guys can please share my shit, rate and review, like and subscribe on the YouTube. Please help me get the word out for this show and expand the show. I would fucking appreciate it. And
How many people did you say we need for Thomas's
7
tattoo?
more subscribers for the 200 for Thomas's
shit.
tattoo.
Yeah. We got to get that. It's going to be a tramp stamp. Right?
I'm about to go to everybody at work. Hey man, I need y'all to do
He
this.
was so mad when I said, well, we're not there yet. He's like, what the fuck?
We need to get there.
We need to get there, man.
Yeah, he was ready for Thomas to get a tramp stamp,
I
bro.
bet shit.
It's 6. My wife just checked. It's 6.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we'll get Thomas that tramp stamp by tomorrow.
But until next time, guys, read some books.
Oh, you're still here? This episode is brought to you by Tigre Burrito, located at 720 Highway 62 in Wolford, Texas. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They specialize in breakfast and lunch burritos. They've also got some plates. Tell them JP Lopez sent you. But breakfast burritos are pretty fucking huge, so you better bring a big appetite. They're the shit.